Dude, let's go kick his ass. Come on.
I would not like him being on my plane.
I've got 2 entire spell lists totally ready to go, and I'm ready to go kick this guy's teeth in as well. So, give me my token so I can prepare a zillion spells.
Oh my god! I completely forgot to make my spell list. I completely forgot.
Don't worry. You're about to bed down on the eve of the 24th. All of your support has been scheduled to arrive the evening of the 26th. So you're going to have to spend at least 2 nights in these mountains.
And use that time to plan and stuff.
Oh, Emma can make treants.
Like just out of nowhere, or you actually need something to make them with?
She needs a tree, but yeah.
I need trees too. Good luck go finding the trees that aren't corrupted and evil.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the problem. Trust me, if I had a forest around here, I would ruin it by myself, but I don't, so...
Why can't
you're fairly...
awaken once a day.
Well, up here in the high mountains, it's bare of all but scrub and small bushes. There are trees down in the valley to either side of you, the west or east. The problem is, in the east, there is no vegetation. It is just a gigantic, it is a lake-sized moat of digestive ooze. To the west, there is plenty of tree life down in the valley, but it all has a distinct slippery shine to it, and when you just pause and listen, you can hear plenty of wild animals calling pretty much all hours down there. Not normal for a wildlife. The sun sets in about an hour, so if you want to get anything done while you still have daylight, you should contemplate it.
Yes, I would like to channel, what the hell does it go? Commune with the wild. I need to know the location of whatever, I'm looking for a CR, like an animal with a CR equal to mine, like if there's any local creatures of that nature that are uncorrupted. Within I believe it's a 3-mile radius. No, sorry, 5-mile.
Oh, that's a good...
I'm kind of need the password to the server. I tried to connect to a Warhammer thing the other day and
it's HT.
Cool.
Okay, we're
Your position is marked on the world map.
Yeah, we should look for stuff for Emma since she can cast Awaken once a day for free.
Okay, I'll also ask if there's any forests in the area that I could use within, decent distance.
Yeah, she can do animals or trees.
Let's see here. You instantly gain knowledge. Awesome. As many as 3 facts from among the following subjects: the ground or terrain, plants, minerals, bodies of water, people, general animal population, presence of creatures, presence of unnatural creatures, or even the general state of the natural setting within mile per caster level.
So 20 miles. So within 20 miles, I am curious if there are any uncorrupted animals of CR 20.
So powerful, natural creatures.
Yes, they have to be animals, not corrupted animals wouldn't count as it's just animals. If there's more than one type, it's fine. Just whatever CR20s are around.
Yep, I'm just drawing out myself a circle of 20 miles and making a survey of what might be there.
Okie doke.
You ask the wilderness to reveal to you the presence of powerful creatures, and you get the general impression that there's very few creatures of most kinds left in the area, but if there are any to be found, you get a strong sensation that there may be creatures to the north.
What kinds? I need a name here, otherwise the spell I have don't work.
You burn another request of a fact,
That's fine.
and you're reasonably certain that there are mountain caves likely to be used as aeries somewhere to the north.
Is that a really fancy way of saying eagles?
There's a great many different kinds of flying creature that flock
I
to
deliberately
aeries.
wanted a name.
This spell doesn't give you names.
The kill animal doesn't work unless I know. Well, it works on types, so I'll just have to deal with that then.
You
All right.
call animal?
It's an exceedingly powerful low-level spell. What it allows me to do is call the nearest wild animal of a particular type I designate equal to my CR that starts as friendly. So, for example, if there's a CR 20 rock just, hanging around in that cave, and I'm like, I want a giant bird equal to my CR level, the closest one, and big fuck-off bird comes. Don't fuck off. It's a CR 20 creature. You don't screw with that.
Wait, that's actually pretty awesome because that spell only lasts 1 hour per level, but you can call it and Emma can awaken it.
Oh, yeah, more or less. It lasts an hour per level, and it's a level 1 spell for me, so I can call that a whole fuck ton.
Yeah, but you can call a big one and Emma can awaken it. Then
I'm gonna call another big one and keep doing that until we have an army of rocks or some nonsense.
Yeah.
Yes.
She can only cast awakening once per day.
Okay, so just one.
Yes, but
Are you sure we
can
can't
Then
go for
another
any
tomorrow.
like
get one
any
today
mountain
and one
trolls or
tomorrow.
something?
Well, the problem is if
Like,
I
we
call
have-
it, it's gonna draw attention. So I'm only gonna get the one tomorrow because as soon as I call that thing, I think someone's gonna know.
Yeah, if it's
It's
not
gonna be big.
corrupted, everything's going to attack it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, you can call a crap ton of them, then we can awaken one of them so we can act as a general for the others.
It only summons one at a time.
Does it?
I could cast it again and again and again, I suppose, but
Yep. Could you link me to that spell?
sure.
That's actually pretty awesome.
It's one of those spells that actually gets better as you level because it starts off like equal to your level, so a level 1 CR animal. And so on as you get stronger and stronger. Now it starts off as friendly, but it doesn't start off like willing to go kill itself for you or anything.
The nearest wild animal of a particular type you designate with CR equal to or less than your level to seek you out. Okay?
So you're equal to or less?
Yeah,
If I want a lesser one?
That can backfire.
Well, the nearest
yeah.
one of that type that has that yeah. So if you were to, for example, start calling rocks unto you, you're just going to get the nearest rock.
Someone want to go look up what CRs are?
Possible rock.
Someone go look up the lowest level possible rock type?
Wouldn't it be hilarious if you used it and it affected a baby rock that tried to crawl out of its nest?
That would be a little bit sick in the head.
I wouldn't be that silly. Speaking as someone who has been that silly, I would not be that silly.
Miles
Yeah.
away, a baby rock falls out of its nest.
A basic
You're a
rock
bastard.
A basic rock is CR9.
Quick, try to convince him that Mind Flayer is an animal.
Aren't we all animals?
Technically
Yeah, why don't you
speaking.
just call him in? Call a wizard. Call a really, really powerful wizard. Call Gandalf. Do something. Be useful.
Humans are animals.
I can make do with a Gandalf.
Call Balrog. Just get creative, why don't you?
I did want demanding that the druids summon like horrible fire demons and wizards. I can't do that.
Well, you're
That's
an
not a
infernal
thing.
crocodile, man. How come you can't summon other infernal things? They're still animals.
No.
Oh, that's hilarious. The spell doesn't have a range. It just calls the nearest one, and it comes to you as fast as it can. So you
Yep.
can call something. So if we're in the real world and you're in Iceland, you can call a viper from South America, and it'll try to swim across the ocean to you.
Mm.
So long as
You
it's
can
an
basically
animal
summon
without
anything,
a
then.
so long as it's an animal without a int above 4, it will try to come to you. Oh, and it's not someone's familiar or animal companion.
I think it says something about domesticated animals too. But
Unfortunately, it seems that the only spells I can use for this situation aren't combat or go away within a couple of hours are the walls of stone and force and otherwise.
Yay for walls, man.
Yeah, it's still good, but
There is no shame in being proficient in combat only.
Ooh, is there some way to mold the walls? Like if you could actually put yourself in like a sphere of rock and just sort of roll around, maybe that could be helpful.
With a
Or
suitable
no.
craft check and air holes, maybe.
Sorry, continue.
If an animal is a swarm type, does call animal affect a whole swarm or just one of them? This will never come
Are
up.
there
Just
any?
wondering.
Anything that targets a single target does not affect a swarm. I'm remembering that from the swarm rules itself.
Right.
Or anything that targets a specific number of creatures cannot affect a swarm.
Quick, Varg, summon a walrus.
Oh, I'm summoning an Emperor Walrus. That exists. And
Yeah,
it
I
is
know,
awesome.
I just saw it. I'm looking through the animal listing.
as it is, with as much movement spells I get in a day, I can always look around for stuff for you. Such as an uncorrupted tree.
Acceptable in a way. I still have one more question, by the way. Are there any uncorrupted forests and/or trees within my 20-mile radius?
Unfortunately, the spell is not able to discriminate.
It can't tell between a corrupted being and an uncorrupted one? Wow. Nature is lame and stupid.
That spell cannot differentiate between.
I'm asking nature itself, and it can't figure it out. Alright, fair enough.
Well, it all get corrupted, didn't it?
Point, I suppose. I guess if you're within an entirely corrupted domain, you could just say nothing's corrupted because everything is, or her.
On the
Doesn't
other
matter
hand,
if
if
something's
you were
corrupted
to
or
ask
not.
about the presence of powerful unnatural creatures, I think you can tell using your eyes.
Doesn't
Yeah, I
matter.
could. Yeah, that's not very hard.
Doesn't matter if something's corrupted or not. If it still responds to you.
It won't respond to me, and it'll probably try and kill us.
Well,
You-
better yet, a distraction. So
To be
wouldn't it just
frank,
be a
you
win
actually
situation
have
either
no
way?
way of knowing that yet.
Still, if someone's trying to kill us and we can somehow spread out and it doesn't really exactly attack us directly, just try. Wouldn't that serve as a good distraction? Can't exactly pinpoint you like a missile.
Oh, and Jubilex, she might be able to.
Jubilex is Jubilex, and I don't know. I don't think he's really doing much right now.
He's doing something horrible. We've left him alone for days, and he knows his power's gone, and he probably has a good inkling on who did it. So, I think he's
we're
way
just
more
gonna be
ready for us than we
paranoid.
think he is.
So rather than take any remote opportunity, we're just gonna be paranoid little fucktards.
No, we're gonna be smart, paranoid fucktards.
I haven't really seen a direct. Sorry, keep out. You go.
Before I rest and get my own spells back, I'm gonna cast a True Seeing in around here.
That's a smart man. I can't do that, otherwise I would have. Yes, do that. Thank you.
So you cast True Seeing and...
Yeah, let me just see if I have it prepared or if I'm gonna need to burn points.
Hmm.
Not that it really matters when I'm about to rest, but
Also, that you're currently standing on with the lake that Talia emerged from down below you, and the stand of brush and short trees that y'all fell into about half a mile down slope. Right where you're standing right now isn't a great place to make camp, just because of how exposed it is.
it's a good point. So who wants to look around to make camp?
I'll go. I'll just turn to something smallish and just meander around. And probably throw a fucking survival check when I'm done
I
preparing
don't know. I
spells.
need something to do.
Anyway, I'll just fly up into the air and cast a True Seeing to look at the tower.
I'm confused as to how my Revelation Quill's contact other planes ability actually works.
Give me just a second, I'll double check it.
It says it works as the spell, but it also says that you're talking to the entity within the quill. So how that works for the dice rolls and stuff.
Once per week, you may use the quill in the same way to cast Contact Other Plane instead of Divination, asking up to 10 questions of the intellect that guides the Revelation Quill. In Contact Other Plane, you would be contacting the intermediate deity who is on the other side of the quill. And I don't believe you would have to risk the int charisma decrease.
Okay, that sounds fair enough then.
Yep, 10 questions and, well, 3 out of 4 chance of a true answer.
Yeah, we can always ask him where stuff is.
Let's see here. True seeing.
I will need to burn some points to use that, so we'll just go ahead and do that now. Did not have that prepared.
Actually, don't burn the points yet, because true seeing only reveals things as they actually are within your sight range of 120 feet.
Ah,
No eagle eye?
Eagle Eye only casts it upwards.
Well, that's still a large vision range.
And yes, true sight cannot be enhanced with further enhanced with known magic such as crystal ball or clairvoyance.
It can be true seeing can be used through a greater scrying, but I don't think that helps us in any way.
I know that one. I mean, I know Greater Scrying, but it's not going to help him any.
True seeing does not operate through a greater scry sensor. Detect, chaos, evil, good, law, magic, message, read magic, and tongues do.
Oh no, actually, it works with all scrying. The spell has your visual acuity, including any magical effects.
I suppose it comes down to, do I want to get 120 feet within that tower?
The answer is no.
Let's not do this then. Might be invisible to all the crowd stuff, but probably not to the legs.
I suggest using your true seeing power on the day we attack the castle in order to find the most weak point.
Yeah, I'll make sure to have that prepared. Meanwhile, camp.
Secure shelter.
Camp. Finally done. Okay. You guys want to throw a survival check, or are we just going to do secure shelter and be done with it?
Secure shelter would still look pretty obvious, I think.
Alright, I'll find like a leeway. Hold on.
Or we could just use tiny hut and make it the same color as the ground.
It also
Or
works.
we can actually.
Tiny hut makes a opaque semi-sphere in whatever color you desire.
How will that not be noticeable?
I think he means it would be less noticeable from the air, or from a distance.
It would be way less noticeable than secure shelter.
What's the difference? Because it seems like you're creating a hut for one thing, and the other thing is
Tiny hut's just called that. It makes a opaque semi-sphere that protects you.
Secure
Whereas secure
shelter, on the other
shelter
hand,
actually
makes
makes
an
a
actual
house.
cabin.
Well, we can do that. We can go down into the valley or something to make shelter there.
Actually, I think they have the same.
Could do something like dig a cave and go in there.
So, she who stalks got a 36 on her attempt in survival to find a nice leeway we could hide, a tiny hut essentially, without like being super fucking obvious.
She spots you. She spots a short ways down the mountainside to the west, not east, where there's a good cliff face to provide shelter from the wind and some shrubbery to make you a little less visible from ground level.
I'll take
You
it.
could probably erect your camp in the lee of that cliff.
I'll take it.
Sounds good to me.
We march for a random leeway cliff.
Go ahead.
Actually, that's pretty funny. You can make a secure shelter and cover it with a tiny hut.
Well,
The secure
Layered.
shelter.
Can you really?
put
The
a wedge
secure
shelter over
shelter
all
is
of
a
that.
20-foot. The secure shelter is a 20-foot square, whereas the tiny hut is a 20-foot radius. Is a 20-foot radius sphere. So the secure shelter would fit in it.
And then just wrap it all in a prismatic sphere just for extra security.
Put walls of forest all around it.
So, are you guys setting up a watch?
Yes.
Emma has decent perception and doesn't need to sleep. Just saying.
Okay. Everyone sleep to your forward stability. Emma, you just stare out the mouth of the cave and look stupid about it.
Yeah, she has a 30 perception and doesn't sleep. So
yeah,
Alright.
Ashlyn.
Go ahead.
Ashlyn can just take the watch because she doesn't need to sleep either.
All right, you guys who don't need to sleep, have fun. I'm gonna go sleep.
I'm
go
also
sleep,
going
be a
to,
lazy
well,
ass.
not sleep, but
Do your weird elf thing.
yes.
Sappy will float around watching too.
And now I'm going to prepare spells here.
Go ahead.
Okay, let's
nothing,
see.
Nothing
Everyone
eventful
doesn't
happens while
sleep.
setting up camp. However, through the night, Amisua offers Aishlin to join her for a round of cards.
Ashlyn learns she has no thinking idea how to play cards and dismisses it as peasantry.
I also have that board game in my pocket, in my backpack.
No, she just doesn't know anything about card games or board games and gets
No better time to
flustered
learn
and
than on the eve of your death.
destructive.
When you might die tomorrow.
Do you think she cares for those things?
Well, hey, this is the last chance you may have to learn a game called Pinocchio.
Pinochle?
Whatever. I've never
You
heard of it.
uncultured swine.
I don't play board games on that level.
I think that's a card game.
Oh, then I really don't play it on that level. I do play card games, but I mostly stick to poker.
We'll play printers and faxes. You live in this world that's a lot like ours, but instead of magic, it's world
I already know where you're going. Shut up.
I'm a level 10 accountant.
I'm a banker.
I'm the president. I've been playing too damn long.
I'm the president. For some reason, half of the population of my country hates me.
I'm trying to figure out why. It might have been the, giant statue I erected myself right outside the bay, but can't, that's for morale.
I'm completely losing track of you guys' sarcasm.
Alright. Could I get a trio of perception checks from those standing up for watch.
Perception is wisdom based, right?
Yes.
Okay, just needed to figure out what Sappy's perception is. Just a sec. Okay, here comes Sappy's super amazing perception check.
Alrighty. I shall withhold the night's report until everyone's finished preparing spells in the morning.
Okay.
Aaliyah awakens in the mouth of a dinosaur.
One has no idea why she cast that illusion on her bed. She just did.
It happened during the night.
I'm just ignoring everyone right now, if that's okay.
I actually get kidnapped and tracking score.
The illusion doesn't even make sense from a Freudian perspective because Varg has never been a dinosaur.
Not for lack of trying, mind you. I'm all set. I got all my spells set aside. I have my strategy in place, which mostly consists of run in and shoot everything I have at once.
I am very nearly done.
Well, as funny as that is, I don't think I'm going to waste a silent image on it. I really hope Jublex has surrounded himself in some nice big blunt objects.
I see.
Animate objects.
Just animate his tower and have it beat him to death. Call it karma or something.
It's not within my size limitations.
That's a sadness.
Also, I'm pretty sure if he's inside it, it's not unattended.
That should be me done.
Okay.
Damn it, I should. We need somebody who knows permanency.
Not here, I'm afraid.
Look at me, I'm a druid.
I'd love to know permanency.
Been handy.
Animate objects can be made permanent.
Are you just gonna have those barrels from earlier follow you around?
Which explains that attacked me that one time.
What, the Armoire of Revenge?
I love that name. I need one like that.
It was in my dressing room, and it kept rolling around and mumbling. Usually while I was getting changed.
I'm just gonna ignore you now.
Come to think of it, I never saw Varg and that armoire in the same place.
Yes, you have.
You know, I've never seen Clark Kent and Superman in the same place at the same time. I think they might be the same person.
Don't be sneak. Clark wears glasses.
As a nerd. Nerds can't be heroes. Ignoring Batman entirely.
Superman's a nerd. Well, Scorchy's disconnected.
She did say she'd be right back, so presumably she's going all the way away before she comes back.
Possibly.
So while she's gone, who decides who's worthy to lift Thor's hammer anyway? Does the hammer decide?
That would be
Odin.
the will of Odin.
Yeah, Odin is the one who decides that crap.
Well, not Odin, the will of Odin.
Yeah. His vague will, yes.
But the Norse gods weren't omnipresent like other gods are.
Yeah,
no,
the
but,
Norse mythology is a
Odin-
funny thing.
Also, Odin is known for his ability to be both wiser and see farther than any other god via ravens mostly. So theoretically, he can pull it off.
Didn't he trade his eye for some
Wisdom.
Yeah.
I've heard wisdom. So he is the wisest of the gods, the one with the most ability to spy on people. Is kind of known for coming down for random ass reasons to this planet. Like he doesn't even have a reason to come down here half the time. He's just like, hey, I'm here. And
He's actually probably the nicest god.
Yeah, out of all of them, probably more. Thor's
Unless it
kind
was
of
Moth.
How does that post?
Our modern views of Santa Claus are largely based on Odin.
How does that poster go? Jesus said he'd rid the world of sickness. Odin said he'd rid the world of frost giants. I don't see any frost giants.
Odin.
I don't see any frost giants around, do you?
Which one of them got their job done? My favorite is your god is nailed to a cross. Mine carries a hammer. What does that tell you?
Anybody else watch Vikings?
Need
that,
more
yes, I watch
context than
Vikings.
that.
It's a
Vikings.
show. It's
The
literally called
current
Vikings.
ongoing? No, but I know of it.
It's good.
Yeah, that just reminded me of when they first sailed to England, and we're all shocked that the English worship a god who's dead.
Yeah, made no damn sense. To their mentality and to mine. It's kind of redundant.
Oh yeah, they don't really get the context for Christianity. But
Not at all. And no one really explained it to them either.
I also like when he got his slave to tell him about his culture, and then waited till Sunday to attack so they could get everyone while they were in church.
That was smart. Credit where credit is due.
They're evil.
No, yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Not as evil as real Vikings were, but still.
Yeah, they're up there. They do less rape.
Yeah. So that's sort of what I'm talking about.
I mean, that's the limit
guy,
of it, though.
Yeah, the one guy who raped people was seen as being a monster. even though that was just something Vikings did when they pillaged.
Point though, most of the time, most of the Vikings were male too. They did have a female along that time. If had that girl not been along, it probably just been like, yeah.
In real life, they wouldn't have brought her. Shield maidens weren't. There's no actual historical evidence that shield maidens were actually a thing. They
Yeah,
appear
so-
in folklore, but yeah, they appear in Norse folklore, but there's no evidence that there were any.
It's up in the air, so likely she would not have been there. So that would have happened, and no one would have cared. Well, no one on their side of the boat, anyway.
Plus, killing somebody for raping foreigners wouldn't be a valid legal defense for her.
Yeah, not at all. Well, I think her legal defense was he was trying to rape her afterwards or something. It wasn't the fact that he was raping some other woman; it was trying to rape her. That was the illegal defense game. Because that was that. Apparently, in their culture, that is illegal to just rape some like Viking woman.
No, I'm still fine with it. You expect a certain amount of historical inaccuracy.
Yeah, of course, it's fine. They do rather well, all things considered.
Yeah, the thing that gets me is how dirty everybody looks. That's realistic.
Credit. And how the king is just this fat guy who wears a piece of gold. And there you go, accuracy. He's not like resplendent or anything. No, just fat guy, piece of gold.
It's a good show.
I'm waiting for a second season myself. It's coming out.
Oh, it already started. Yeah.
Oh, well, I need to go catch it then before I start losing
Yeah,
track of it.
The first episode is pretty awesome.
Sweet.
Ragnar they actually deal with the fact that one of Ragnar's kids died last season.
Hmm.
I sort of expected them to gloss over it.
Well, good on them for not glossing over something like that.
I didn't just spoil that for anybody. Like, you've seen the finale of last season, right? Oh, here's some surprising news. Did you know Heroes is coming back?
Yep.
Nope.
This is gonna be weird.
Yay for the weird.
I sort of wonder if they're just going to pick up after the cliffhanger or actually have time have passed.
Do both.
Or just
somehow.
reboot the whole thing.
Considering how long it's been, I kinda hope they have some time pass. Whether
You know,
that
like-
means rebooting or not. Time pass one direction or the other, pretty please.
Like Red Dwarf did. 9 years later, no explanation. Has anybody seen Red Dwarf 10? Because, speaking of weirdness, they can't seem to decide whether the Rimmer they have now is the one who went off to become Ace or the one who was in Season 8. There's evidence for both.
I don't know what modern Red Dwarf is much like, but I would fully support their decision to leave it ambiguous.
Oh yeah, Back to Earth wasn't great, but it just says 9 years later and starts the episode from there without any explanation for the cliffhanger.
Considering the kind of comedy I
Oh.
listen to, that's perfectly legitimate.
And in the finale of season 10, Rimmer's like, I totally got us out of that situation. Remember when the ship was melting? They're like, it's just a fluke. It's like, but I totally, and then the ship was attacked and he didn't complete the explanation.
Yep.
So Rimmer got them out of it somehow.
Genius.
Yeah, Red Dwarf 10 was awesome. You should definitely give it a watch. It's all on YouTube.
On the second charge, I sentence you to 6 years hard labor.
Bang. 6 months later.
Who just said 6 months later?
I did.
6 months hard labor.
Bang. I'll help you, mate. 6 months hard labor. 6 months later.
Who just said 6 months later?
You did. Bang. No, I'm a judge. Let me out.
I've actually been since I get time. During my breaks at work, I've been watching Red Dwarf again. So I just got to Justice. Rimmer, your negligence caused the death of 1,168 crewmen. You're being sentenced to because he felt guilty for it. It sentenced him for second-degree murder for 1,169 charges with a 25-year sentence for each of them.
Mm-hmm.
That's amazing. Although there's something that's certain to bother people too, because in Rimmer World he spent 600 years on a planet without aging, but because his actor's aged, he's aged now.
Magic.
It's chaos in the streets.
Dear God.
Just walks away. No, skateboards away.
And his skateboard's off. How dare he?
Yeah, that's pretty much in the same line as this. Absolute chaos.
Dear God.
Oh my lord, I can't handle it.
How are you guys able to stay stable all this time? You need to head for the hills quickly. Cross the border before the entire country goes up in flames.
Yeah, I know, that's what I've been saying. Like, even our Senate scandals are boring. This senator spent money they weren't supposed to on personal flights. Oh no. And then they paid it back.
Yep.
Your politics
Well, someone
confuse me.
else cut a check to pay back someone else's, and then both of them got shit canned because I have no fucking clue.
Some reason or another.
Yeah, that's
I'm
that's
confused. You keep your you have your politicians actually, punished or at least pointed out for their stupidity and paying for stuff that they aren't paying for, and what?
Yeah,
I'm just confused.
that's really the. There was an inquest into it, and like 4 or 5 senators all got brought up on formal charges for spending public money on personal flights.
Mm-hmm.
They all also paid that money back. So
Just they gave it back.
they spent public money on personal flights, then paid it back later.
Okay,
Got
here
charged
they
for
spend
it.
money on personal flights, then charge us for the flight, okay? Like, at least they gave you money back. That shit doesn't happen here. Unless we catch him, and we're lucky if we
Yeah, I
catch him.
know. I know. That's why I spend all my time watching American politics, because in Canadian politics, you already know the outcome of every election. The left wing parties will get more votes overall, but the Conservatives will win because they're not splitting the right wing vote. Happens every single time.
That seems like it'd be very sad depending on who you vote for.
That's the problem with the first past the post system.
Bring back single transferable vote.
It's funny to watch about foreigners complain about voting. It is funny to me.
But yeah, that's sort of the problem with Canadian politics is Our scandals are boring. You know the outcome of every election before it happens. That's why all political shows I watch are American ones. Although it'd be nice if Rachel Maddow talked about something other than the bridge scandal once in a while.
Hmm.
I know they've been letting it die a little bit lately, but at least 2 nights a week are devoted to it still.
Alright, so I think for the moment we're just going to press on and hope Scorchy comes back tonight.
Okie dokie.
I had to go, so right now I'm kind of just sorting out a few things.
Okay. You weren't responding in chat there, so.
I was away from keyboard. I said I'd be right back.
No, well,
Yes.
you're back.
You can animate a ship? That's amazing.
Shit.
Do
Yep,
you still need a minute? Anne?
What?
Do you still need a minute?
For what? What I'm
Cool.
doing or what you guys are doing? I'm not entirely sure what
Well, you said
perspective you're coming from.
you said you'd be right back. Was
Yeah.
wondering if you are actually back and ready.
I am back technically, but I still kind of need to sort out one thing or another. But I'm here, if that is reassuring.
All right. All right. So just chime in if you need to. Then.
Okay. So what's the plan right now for the group?
There is no plan. We've just been waiting for you to come back.
I'm really sorry then. Okay.
All right. So morning comes without much incident. Emesua does comment over breakfast that even in mountains, she doesn't have much experience with this sort of thing, but she saw almost no insect life. There was no bugs, there was no small night birds. It was a really, really quiet night.
Yay, reassuring.
Suppose anything that's not corrupted just kind of ran away.
Well, it's always what's the term? Quiet before the storm. There it goes. Darkest before dawn. Yada yada.
Oh no, does that mean Travis is coming?
Okay. The deep breath before the plunge, and so on and so on. I'll keep making references till you stop me.
And let's see how everyone's illnesses are doing.
Right, time to take another drop of that thing.
Oh, fun. I did prepare some remove diseases to when we actually are inside, so
Yeah, except the thing has SR. I've been trying to.
I said I'd try. That doesn't mean it's gonna work.
Yeah,
So
I
I
can't
need to
even
get rid of
my
it
greater
tomorrow.
restorations off.
Well, Varg's gonna have a whole +5 over what Scorchy did. Not Scorchy, Sapporo Biru. They both start with S's. So remember, these are not cumulative with your previous stat damages. However, those of you who are afflicted with a disease that inflicts drain, make sure to remember that the drain does cumulate. The paragraph spacing is a little silly, but
Yeah, twice in
I
a
get
row I got
two
the one I
again.
don't want. I think I'm gonna stab you. Wait a second. These are the exact same ones we already had. Yeah, sponge skull given to those two.
yes, they're the same diseases, but they're new roles.
Oh, okay. So no,
okay.
okay, I get it. So I'm thinking like we're getting new diseases. I didn't think it was being okay.
It's 3 con, 2 charisma. And if I get more con damage, then it's drain. Or does it?
So you've suffered 2 total drain and
Lovely.
this much damage.
Lovely, lovely, lovely. Anyone got anything to get rid of drain, then?
Well, Greater Restoration will get rid of it, but the thing has SR. So.
Yeah.
It's annoying.
Alright, what does it bump me down to?
Heal will get rid of it too, but it'll also cure your illness.
Yeah, just have to wait till
And
tomorrow.
it has SR.
Yes.
The only thing I can think of is it's possible that if we stop taking the extract, the diseases become non-magical and don't have the spell resistance anymore, but then we get cumulative disease buildup, and if it doesn't work, we're screwed.
Like I said, I'm just gonna try and get rid of it once we're up in there, or just before we go. Either way.
Which should be tomorrow anyway, so.
This was the worst plan ever. I should have just fought off corrupted animals.
Honestly, yeah, I'm more in that boat too. We can take them. It'll be a little exhausted each day, but we can fucking take them.
And Noram deserved to die for coming up with a plan this stupid.
It is kind of a stupid plan, yes. It's one of those desperate plans you only do at the last minute thing.
I don't suppose any of us are good enough at potions and such to examine the thing to see if you're right or not.
Well, I could do knowledge arcana crafts. Just a second.
Yeah, I could roll knowledge arcana as well.
Damn it. If I was a level 3 paladin, I'd be immune to diseases.
I don't think that help you much here. The ooze would attack you too.
It wouldn't. We would have been screwed. Yeah, so I think I'm gonna jack of all trades and knowledge arcana on the potion then.
Righto.
I'm also going to try and examine it.
That gives me an automatic 40.
I don't know if what knowledge is that?
Arcana.
Heal. Knowledge Arcana. Okay. Well, I think Aishlin could roll that high potentially. Hey, Annie, you want to roll your Knowledge Arcana on Aishlin? You might be able to beat a 40.
I'm sure I can probably do anything you guys roll.
Oh, sorry, I was looking at Emma's. I actually got a 42. Not that it really matters much when he got a 44, but still.
All right, highest is 44, but you gave it a shot. So between the three of you, you might have some information.
All right. Coriel is inspects the fluid for a while and consults some notes, and eventually he's able to piece together pretty much the properties that you're all already aware of. He's pretty sure that he finds in this admixture a host of other possible vile magical pathogens that you could have had, but he thinks that if you don't take it a drop each day, the magical properties of these diseases will fade, leaving only their mundane components.
Sounds good. So we just don't.
So you were right.
Yeah, we just don't take the mixture tomorrow and have Emma burn her heals and Sappy burn his greater restorations.
Yeah, if we're willing to do that, I see no reason why not. I do have remove disease, but I have no idea if that'd work.
Well, if Emma burns her heals, it completely cures all your diseases. And greater restoration I can use on 3 people, which will remove all of the damage and drain for a day, and then we can have Emma heal those people the next day.
All right, so let's calculate this out and sort of maximize, because tomorrow is the battle day. So
yeah,
I'm gonna need a heal to get both rid of the heal, get rid of the disease, right? I need
heal gets rid of the disease and cures all the damage and drain.
Okay,
heal a really powerful spell.
I think I'm the only one who has any drain.
Yeah, you're the only one who has any drain, as far as I can tell, as well. So you're the one who needs the greater resto and heal combo, I think.
Actually, let me just double check.
Heal does not restore drained points, only damaged points.
That's why I'm saying he might need the
Okay.
greater resto.
So the restoration would heal the drain.
So he's going to need a 2-point like heal and greater restoration combo because he's got a lot going on. And I'm going to need a heal, just basic. I think everyone else can just do by heals, honestly. I also have a heal prepared for that day, so I could burn it if need be. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's 6 of us, and you have... How many does Emma have? 3? Heals.
Sorry, what?
How many heals does Emma have?
Let me just double check. Okay, heal is one of her 3-a-day powers. She under her 3-a-day power, she can either cast heal or greater restoration, whichever is better for us. Greater restoration is nice in that it dispels all magic. It suppresses all magical effects that penalize your ability, cures all temporary ability damage, and restores all points permanently drained. So what we could do is, between her and Sappy, I can hit everybody with greater restorations tomorrow. That way we don't have any damage or drain. And then the next day we can worry about curing the diseases.
That actually kind of works out, except for one thing, the fatigued part. That does not... Does that go away from the heal? I don't know.
Greater restoration
eliminates... does.
Yeah,
greater
restoration eliminates fatigue and exhaustion.
Okay, cool. So that'll get rid of
removes all
effects
forms
for
of
the day.
insanity and confusion.
Okay, so that'll nick all of our problems for that day in the bud, and we'll still be somewhat disguised and able to just, go kick Jubilix in the head. Sweet.
Yeah, we'll still even have the diseases. So.
Yeah, from examining the mixture, I don't want to call it a potion, how badly it hurts us.
The curative vial, yes.
Yeah.
VILE.
Is it the magical bit or the diseases that are hiding us? Or are we even able to tell?
There is nothing about this. There's nothing about this potion or its effects that seem to have any sort of hiding or obscuring effects. It must be a simple mundane side effect of being fatally diseased.
Okay, so yeah, we don't cure the diseases, we're still invisible.
Yeah, so the next day, we don't take the thing, so we incur more damage and drain. But actually, that might be a problem. What is the casting stat for an Agathian?
Oh, like a mess one. Okay.
A Cetaceal Agathion casts as a cleric, so wisdom is her stat.
Yeah, she's incurred wisdom drain, but it doesn't matter because Sappy can just restore her first. So yeah, we're good.
Okay. Feasible strategy. Very good.
And the spell likes she doesn't have to prepare them.
Yeah, sweet. And that's the majority of us actual big time casters keep all of our big shiny toys of doom.
Yeah, so we're good. We'll just have Sappy restore her first, have her burn her 3 to restore 3 other people, and have Sappy burn his other 2.
Yeah,
so with
sweet.
that handled, what are we going to do to prepare today?
Today I don't have anything that'd be effective unless you want me to start summoning elementals, and that might draw attention. My strategy primarily consists of start an elemental swarm on this spot, then we fly off. The enemies will be most likely drawn to the elemental spot first, and basically start burrowing our way into the enemy.
Yeah,
that's about all I got.
Yeah, I don't think there's much we can really do while we wait. T-Knuckle?
Yeah, sure, P-Knuckle.
So you guys discuss plans over the table in this improvised structure.
Yeah.
Learn to play a card game.
Yeah, I'll cast Secure Shelter again when the time comes to.
Fair enough.
Okay.
Actually, I'm going to keep Secure Shelter and Tiny Hut with the shelter in the hut so we don't need to heat it.
Yeah, it's warm. That's a plus.
Because that's hilarious.
Alrighty.
So unless there's any other like plans or ideas beyond start a summoning process, then charge at the tower, now's the time to say so. Also, charge at the tower screaming and flying, because we can all fly. Assuming we use the spells.
Is there anyone we need to send sendings to?
No one close enough, unless you want to like summon our butler to battle.
Jeg currently exists in a timeless extra-dimensional space.
You heard me.
Yeah, we could send Emma to go there and open the door for us and then bring him over. But...
I am not entirely sure a goblin with no class levels is going to be useful in combat.
Yeah, he weighs less than 50 pounds though, right? So...
You could teleport him here. Actually, what's funny is Niblin weighs less than 50 pounds. We could always ask Niblin if he wants one last go and summon him, but I don't think he'd be up for it.
He's even less useful.
I know, but it is.
Also, I'm not 100% certain that, Varg, that you even still have the staff you need to gain entrance.
Oh, no, I've had this the whole time. I've never left it. Never took it out of my gear. Have it listed right on my page. Unless something strange happened to where I wasn't there for a session, I would still have the staff. I have that staff and the one I used to make a tree out of.
Considering
And
I
the
still
swarm.
have a red core sample.
Yeah, right there. Staff of Swarms. Well, I call it the Blood Staff of Swarms, but there you go. 9th level, 6 swarms ready to go to insect, whatever, insect walls or like that.
Now, see, here's the thing. You were in a wild shape when Alia disintegrated you, which means all of your equipment was incorporated into yourself.
And then fell out, otherwise I wouldn't have half the equipment I have. Because you said when I got destroyed, everything that was a part of me that was not actually a part of me just sort of fell.
Yes, scattered over the city.
And she picked it all up, so... Never mentioned before then that it didn't have
You know,
it,
I
so...
really should have considered street urchins running away with some of it, but never mind that now.
Listen,
Oh dear
I
God,
don't
it's
think...
raiding equipment, run away!
I'd run away too. Number one, do you have any idea how dangerous that stuff might be? If I was a street urchin, I'd stay the hell away from it.
Yeah, okay,
question.
so yes, you do still have Aurelian's staff. Go
never
ahead with
left.
random question.
Can air elementals wield weapons?
Nothing stops them, technically speaking, because they can physically affect the world enough to damage you with a slam attack, so yes, they can. Just nothing like a complex grip-wise.
I just wonder because I have elemental body on my spell list.
Oh, well, then you're fine. No, you can hold crap if you use elemental body on yourself.
Well, air elementals, well, yeah, they're not incorporeal, and there's nothing that says they can't wield weapons. They're just not
And they have a slam attack on top of that. That at least indicates enough
Yeah.
force to like direct it inwards.
Yeah,
So it's
there's
fake.
nothing that prevents them from interacting with the world like any other creature.
Okay.
They're not merely air, they're living air. It has a bit more substance to it.
Invisible stalkers can use weapons. It's just stupid of them to.
I'm gonna switch that out for Undead Anatomy when we prepare spells after resting tonight, then. If nothing happens.
Righto. I was just looking over that possibility. It is early afternoon. You guys are arranged variously around the shelter. When you hear something walking on the ceiling softly.
I assume we get up, crack our knuckles, and be ready to tear whatever it is a new bunghole.
Is it Santa Claus?
I hope so.
How about I cast Greater Invisibility on myself and go look out?
That's smart. Go do that.
And Overland Flight. Let's just get both of those going.
Yeah, you might as well.
Alrighty.
Yeah, it saves time, and I'll just. There is only one buff I was going to put on myself, which was Foresight on myself. Actually, no, I'm going to wait on that. It only lasts 10 minutes per level. Let's just wait 10 minutes per level. What am I doing? Put it on myself. Bam. Foresight.
So you fly out of the secure. You fly out of the secure shelter invisibly, out through the spherical wall of the tiny hut, which is transparent from the inside but opaque from the outside. And well, now all you can see is the sphere of the tiny hut.
So whatever's making the tapping is not on the sphere of the tiny hut.
It's standing on the roof of the shelter, the cabin.
Let's go look up there then. Inside the hut.
Then you go outside, and you're inside of a web shelter, so you go outside of that, and
Oh,
you're
boy.
inside of a mythic mansion, and then you go outside of that.
Yeah, I really should get web shelter so I can sleep in a web shelter inside the secure shelter inside the tiny hut.
Which is inside
Inside
of
a
a
witch's
mansion,
hut. Why
which
not?
is inside of a witch's hut, which is inside of a portable tower.
Which is inside a rope trick. Let's finish the whole thing up. Anyways,
You wonder why does.
anyways, you drift in through the wall of the tiny hut, and you see walking back and forth on the roof of the cabin is a about pheasant-sized bird. It's tapping gently away at the walking back and forth, pecking at the ceiling, and it looks perfectly normal on initial examination.
Oh my god, it's an evil druid.
Well, you tie enough time with druids to know either A, it's a druid, or B, it's an animal messenger. I would suggest seeing if it's a messenger. But if you don't know that, you can walk back in and ask Varg, and he'll tell you. Go check.
Yeah, that's probably what I was going to do. Not entirely sure I'd be able to tell the difference.
Walk inside. Hey, Varg, there's a bird that's completely normal tapping at us. Well, it's either an evil druid or a messenger bird. Go check. And out back you go. I'm just saving time.
How exactly can I check?
No, all you gotta do is offer your hand to it and basically if you try and get its attention on you and offer your hand, if it doesn't do anything, it's most likely a messenger for someone specific, so we all have to go out and cycle.
Alright, let's switch off the greater invisibility then.
The bird startles at your presence, but does not fly away.
Offer your hand.
Yeah, let's hold my hand out, see if it pecks me.
Alright. Could I get a perception check? Alright. You notice this pheasant's beak is actually lined with dripping teeth, and that its eyes are actually a solid green, just as it gets close enough to bite your hand.
Oh,
Blow it
lovely.
up. Kill it.
I will gladly blow it up.
Disintegrate. I don't care how you blow it up. Do it.
I'll just come back into the shelter.
Well, now it knows where we are
Yeah,
and it's gonna
just
send
follow
things.
me
Blow it the
in.
fuck up.
Well, I say you notice all this by seeing it, because when you snatch your hand back away from it, it seems to look confused and slowly lose interest. It goes back to pecking at the ceiling.
It must be
Right.
the potion doing that.
Yeah, it shouldn't be hostile.
Whack
Until
it
you
in the
get to.
face.
Just kill it and be done with it. Or don't. It's up to you, honestly.
I had the strange feeling that if we kill anything in this valley, something's going to know.
Wisdom, it's up to you. I don't know. It obviously doesn't have any interest in us because of the potion, so.
Whatever then. Just go back into the hut and play some more card games.
Yay!
I'll summon the Dark Magician.
Haha, you saw what fell into my trap card.
Of course, I also want to.
I had
I
bear
wonder.
trap placed.
I wonder if. Just the fact the eyes are getting to me here. I'm wondering if they can be seen through or something.
Plausible, but it's a.
Quick card games on Gatorback.
Of course, I could just teleport it away.
The bird is paying no attention to you now that it's a few feet away.
Is it still pecking at the top of the shelter?
And scratching.
Everybody's fine with a few scratching noises, right?
It's up to you if you can live with it, but it makes me nervous and might disguise other sounds.
That's a fair point.
I'll just leave it alone. If something comes to fight us, we'll kick its teeth in.
Okay, so the entirety of Jubilex's army shows up at our front door.
Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised.
After you, Aaliyah.
I'll kick their teeth in. What's the problem?
Numbers.
That they should have brought a bigger army.
If I reach out to it, it's going to immediately bite me, can I tell?
10,000 against me and Varg hardly seems
It
fair for
noticed
them.
you and moved to bite your hand when you approached close enough to touch it.
I don't really want to be bitten by the thing. Grab it, dimension door away, dimension door back.
Do you really want to hold that ugly little bastard?
Yeah, that's the problem.
Well, if you want to try grabbing it, that's a plain and simple combat maneuver. If you're lucky, it might even be against its flat-footed.
That's more Varg's thing than yours. He could probably snatch it out of the air, but I don't know if you're any good at it.
It's a 6-pound bird.
Yeah, I'm not worried about failing. I just don't want to get bitten. I don't want another disease.
Hold on. You don't really have utility spells for this kind of thing, do you?
Not particularly. I can kill it, but I
dude,
just have a bad feeling about that.
You got to remember that according D&D's grapple rules are sort of not right because if you recall, a commoner can catch a bee with no problem.
Which I'd love to see someone else do in real life.
Smaller things are easier to grab because of the way CMD works.
Screw it. Let's grab the thing and try to dimension door away.
Alrighty.
Dimension Door only works with willing participants.
Does it?
Yep.
Actually, yeah. I don't think I've ever tried to use it offensively before.
No, the spell itself says that.
Yep.
The target is willing creatures. Although an unconscious creature is considered willing if you want to knock it out.
I have a feeling if I hit it, even for non-lethal damage, it might just kill it.
Yeah.
Possibly. It's a bird, dude. Even a corrupted bird.
I wouldn't worry too much about it.
Just want to come back inside then? Yeah.
You fly back down into the shelter. You may report on your findings.
It's a bird.
Okay, good enough for me.
It's a corrupted bird that will try to bite you.
Oh well. Probably just came in here because it's warmer in the hut.
We can only hope.
Mm-hmm.
Alright. If no
That
one's
was a
going
fun little diversion.
if no one's going to go out and do anything about the bird, time passes. You occasionally hear the bird wandering about on the roof, scratching.
What is it interested in?
That's when
Check-
Belth shows up to get his revenge on me for burning down his tower.
La 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 la. All of us have diseases, so it's not that. We don't have any familiars that don't have diseases, so it's not that. I guess it's just... okay, is this shelter, on something that I'm not aware of? Do we, plant ourselves in this thing's nest, or what?
Well, the tiny hut's temperature controlled. It probably just came in because of that.
Possibly.
Either that or it's an evil spy. In which case, we'll see in a minute.
Good point.
I should cast Awaken on it to piss her off.
I don't suppose it's diseased,
Technically,
is
it is already awakened as a witch's familiar.
Yeah, it's actually, that's where she gets her spells and communes with her, whatever power source she gets her spells from, so, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, you can awaken familiars and animal companions. They just stop working as such.
Mm.
I would completely. You can completely cripple a witch with the awakening spell.
Yes, you're
Well,
clever.
that's just mean.
That is kind of mean. Could you awaken a book? Because that would work on a wizard real well.
No, but you can animate it as an object.
Run away, book, run away.
But not if it's attended, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Have you been reading other books behind my back?
Ha!
My book's running away.
No.
Are you making fun of Ashley?
Oh no.
No, they're just
Just pointing out a broken thing in the rules where you can completely cripple a witch by awakening her familiar.
And does Awakening even have a range? Because from my understanding,
well.
most witches either carry or keep their familiar far away.
I'm pretty sure
Awaken
it's
is touch and casting time 24 hours.
It's not that difficult to
It's
stop.
a day-long ritual.
Oh Christ! Okay, that doesn't work then. Hey, witch, stand in a corner while I touch your animal for a day.
I'm
No,
just
but-
giving it a massage.
A day-long massage. With
No,
you in a
but-
corner.
I'm very committed.
No, but
Well, we
much
will be vampires.
like with a wizard and grabbing a spellbook and destroying it cripples them, you can do the same thing by grabbing a witch's familiar and doing that.
Mm. Or you just kill it, save yourself some time.
Yep. Anyways,
Yeah.
a couple
but
hours.
then you don't get the cool animal.
Mm. A couple hours pass into the mid-afternoon, and the scratching and wandering continues up on the roof. Although eventually you realize that you're able to discern multiple footsteps, all scratching about up there.
Okay, that's Santa Claus.
There's gonna be a whole flock of birds up there, isn't it?
Evil swarm of birds, yep. I have a swarm bane manually. Fuck them, I can kill them.
It'll be a colony of seagulls.
This far from the ocean, the fuck.
Yeah, you want to kill him, Varg?
I'm tempted to. Thing is, I can't be invisible. I'm kind of obvious.
Well,
and if I start killing birds, I think someone's going to notice.
Yeah, that's the problem, but...
There's a lot of birds. If it was one bird, maybe, but a bunch of birds, no.
Has anyone got anything that could move them?
I could use... No, not going to work. Never mind. I was thinking I'd use a spell to like attract them somewhere else, but there's no guarantee it'd work. Like they'll be attracted to it, but if they're already attracted here, it's just two opposite forces pulling them in two different directions, so it'd be kind of crapshoot. Aren't we gonna go kick Duplex's head in today? Is that a thing, or is that tomorrow's?
Tomorrow.
That's
Nah,
tomorrow
alright.
night.
Oh, good night then.
Just gonna go to bed with a flock of birds on our roof.
Don't care.
Bird girls up in the corner.
Tell me if they actually start like making progress and breaking their way in. Then I'll care.
Maybe
Then I'll
it's
step outside and like teach them a lesson. But other than that, I'm good night.
maybe it's a party of peafowl or a squadron of pelicans
Or a murder of crows. Who knows?
or an unkindness of ravens.
That would
Or
always
a
be
parliament of something that people keep disagreeing over what bird it is.
A parliament of owls.
Or rooks, or some people use it for ravens, or whatever.
Well, the proper one is unkindness for ravens. I know that one. Parliament was just a. They only call it a Parliament of Ravens because there actually is a large supply of like royal ravens essentially that hang around Parliament. I don't know. It's just a thing.
A group of ravens can also be called a conspiracy.
Or murder. Or
That's
Murderous
crows.
crows. Like that's their thing. So after us all sitting around the fire chatting about what kind of bird flocks are called what, anything change?
No, although the sun is going to set in about an hour.
Maybe it's a flamboyance of flamingos.
Okay, now you're just looking them up, you bastard. Cheater.
Yes, I am. I had no idea a group of eagles was called a convocation.
Yeah, I am a little surprised about that one. I always thought they were just called an Erie or whatever. Maybe it's something else. Yeah, good night. Car goes to sleep. He doesn't care.
Varg goes to bed with no supper.
No, he never goes to bed without supper. He's eating as he sleeps. He sticks food in his mouth and lays down.
Varg chokes to death in his sleep.
Nah, probably.
None of us realize because he normally just snores so loudly.
No, you didn't realize he'd stop snoring. It'd be weird.
I'm picturing it
We'd be
more
too
as
grateful.
he goes to bed with a bib made of jerky. Not
Probably.
a bib, a soother of jerky. So night falls, and the scratching on the roof doesn't really stop. In fact, it sounds like there's another handful of birds up there by now.
I snore louder. I will outsnore the birds. I don't care.
Well,
You're
I
asleep.
assume
You
people are
don't get to
staying up.
input.
I assume people are still staying up to watch them while I go trance, whatever it is elves do to prepare spells.
You will be able to do that when the morning comes, after 8 hours of rest.
Yes, so bed. We sleep.
No qualms at all. If you
No.
would like to, just come on back in.
If you want to go kill those birds, you have to step outside the safe hut, and, well, that's your business. I
She just has to go up on the roof.
I suggest leaving your familiar behind, though, because if you take it outside, they might notice it and go for it. Just heads up.
That does sound like something Ashlyn would do.
Yeah, hold on.
No one would really. No one really seems to object to you wanting to go out and get rid of the birds. And Varg suggests you leave your familiar behind.
Yeah, but the familiar is considered equipment, so it doesn't really matter.
Stick them with the pointy end. It's kind of just good general advice for all of life.
It doesn't matter if she leaves her familiar behind because it's considered equipment while it's on you.
I don't care what the rules say. I'm still going to say leave it behind because logic tells me otherwise.
Varg, you're asleep. You should be giving no input to Aislin's decisions.
No, but she was there for all of our talk, so
Yes,
I'm just
yes,
informing
yes.
her.
All right. Could you come back into the voice chat there, Scorchy? Or
What?
there you are. So, You step outside, stretch, and I presume burn a minute of flight to drift up onto the roof of the hut.
Yes.
All right. You see there's about a dozen pheasants on the roof, all scratching lazily in various places. They just look like they're aimlessly scratching around as though they were digging up seeds or grubs or worms.
With that in mind, I'm just going to go out and just kill them. I don't care about their innocence.
All right. You pull out your sword and approach one. Make me an attack roll.
Now, if only I had a video of pheasants being violently killed to the sound of a violin play.
Yeah, lady in a dress, no less. But let's see, attack roll. How does that work? I've never actually done this with H1 before, and I've completely forgotten. Just D20. Oh yeah, D20 plus 9. Gotcha.
Yeah, your BAB and your strength mod.
Plus whatever magical effects, whatever stabby thing you have equipped.
For some reason, the attack of the short sword isn't registered for bonus. Did you say strength and dex mod?
Just your strength. You need to take special feats in order to use a weapon like that with other modifiers.
So just a D20 then, because your strength score is 0.
Yep. And if it's a +1 short sword, like if it has an enhancement bonus, add that. But I think you just have a mundane short sword for when you need a short sword, right?
Well, it was the luck blade.
Ah,
So,
okay. I believe it does still count as a +1 short sword then.
+2, actually.
Perfect.
Okay, dead peasant.
murder the birds!
All right, roll damage on it.
That's a crit, son.
I know, roll damage on it.
The bouquet of pheasants, Aislinn will probably present to the rest of the group as, here, I did lunch. This is the extent of my cooking.
You know, there's a lot of things Varg will eat, but I don't think he's going to be into plague-blessed pigeons. That might be the limit, and you might have found it.
The attack.
Damage,
11.
please. A d6 +2. Alrighty, you
Ashton with sword.
you step forward and with muttered oaths of irritation at all of this noise that's been going on for half the day, you step forward and cleanly slice the pheasant's head right off, and it begins leaking green blood all over the roof. The other pheasants all around you look quite perturbed, but they're just milling about very confusedly. None of them seem to be looking straight at you.
Thank God. I thought it was going to be some sort of monster made of pheasants.
I thought it was going to turn into a pheasant swarm.
That could still happen.
Can she just reflexively kill the others then, knowing that they're not really going to react to do anything?
We don't know that, though. They could react if you nick one and don't kill it, I'm saying.
They're little birds.
Mm-hmm.
I have a sword probably bigger than its body.
I don't know. Yes.
Yep.
Sure.
You want to take a swing at another one?
Of course, this is actually so much fun. Like,
Hey, just because they're small animals doesn't mean they can't gang up and attack you.
Mm-hmm.
2 cats can kill a commoner with a sword.
what? That is so cool. Oh my god, I do terribly.
1 cat is a huge challenge for an unarmed commoner.
Cats are dangerous, man.
At this rate, then I should have been murdered.
6 house cats can rip apart a whole family.
That's hilarious. This game is scaled so weirdly. Anyway, how did the 6 work against a pheasant?
Well, in fairness, that's level 1 commoners, and a level 1 commoner usually denotes a non-combatant or a child, but still.
Okay. You step forward and take a swing at that pheasant, and you bury your sword in the roof of the building behind it. It turns and notices you, and attempts to bite savagely at your ankles.
Can I kick it with a pointed boot and possibly impale it?
On your turn, maybe.
Darn. Birds can have turns.
I believe that just barely misses you. Its teeth, its ragged teeth scrape along the armor of your boot, and it makes a shrill cry.
I stomp on its head.
Make an attack roll.
What's your hit score again?
I wouldn't do that. If you don't have improved unarmed strike, it gets an AO on you.
It's a bird!
It still follows the rules of the game.
Yeah, it's a corrupted evil bird on top of that.
You're not very well... As Aislinn, you're not particularly... You may have had some practice with the short sword, but you're not used to kicking and punching things. You can just swing your sword at its head again with no problem. Which, in point of fact, we recommend.
I'll do that.
Oh, perfect. Roll damage on that.
Yeah, stomping on something provokes AOs and doesn't do much damage.
All right, you cut a big gash across its back and nearly sever one arm, but the bird is still quite irate, and it's green, it's solid green, white and blackless eyes are shaking in their sockets.
For reference,
And
death by
its
peasants.
kin start pecking madly at your feet.
Death by peasants is one of the most insulting ways for an adventurer to die at this level. Please don't die.
A plus 13 is pretty decent for a bird.
Exactly.
Aislinn?
I'm gonna do a perception to see if I can hear the scuffle going on over my strings.
Well, she said she was going up there to kill some birds, and you hear her stomping about and hear the whiz of a sword through the air. Seems perfectly expected to me.
Okay, sounds good to me.
Although didn't she stab her sword into the roof at one point?
Yes. They're small birds. I'm sure she'd, miss at least once or go straight through.
Okay, unless she calls for help, I'm just gonna keep playing my violin then.
I presume that was the original pheasant you were targeting?
Yes.
Yep. It sidesteps your swing and comes back in for a bit more of your feet. That one lands a blow. Confirming. Does not confirm.
Derp.
Polar opposites there.
Yep.
You know, Ashlyn has claws that are +9 damage. Should I just go ahead and switch over to that? Or would
Probably.
just be using a
Start.
sword?
So that's up to you.
Can I use a sword in one hand and my claws in the other?
Yeah, but you don't have 2 weapon proficiency, so you'd be really clumsy and awkward, I think.
You'd have I think it's a -6 and a -4 to hit with each of them.
Actually, you
Yeah,
have 2 claws, so you can just make 2 claw attacks around, so just do that. Just flail
Yes.
them.
However, this one sinks its teeth into you through the hide of your boot.
And Ashlyn has rabies?
And I'm just working that out.
Not that it really matters, but because the offhand weapon is light, it would be -4 for the primary hand and -8 for the offhand.
Right. All right. You feel a burning sensation in your leg, but it dims quickly. And now the bright green of that pheasant's eyes turn a very distinct glowing red.
He's tasted blood. Run away.
Your turn.
Yeah, Ashlyn's gonna stick with a sword.
Your sword hisses through the air with no effect. What's your BAB? Shouldn't you have at least one iterative attack you could make?
She's level 19, right?
Yeah, you've got one iterative attack you can make. You can make a second sword attack at a -5 if you like.
But then I only hit one.
Pardon?
At most. Well, just never mind. Just do the bonus.
Yeah, level 19, your BAB should be +8 +3.
So +8 +3, that means I should be adding that to my attack.
Your base attack bonus? Yes.
That's about it. Okay. Thank you. I didn't know that.
Yep. So feel free to make a second attack now. I think it's warranted. You're being swarmed by small birds.
Yep.
If I had a nickel for every time that happened to me.
You'd have 1 nickel.
At least Ashlyn has the nickel.
Swarm of ravens.
All right, you've managed to finish off that first pheasant that you were that second pheasant that first started attacking you. Pardon me, lost connection there for a second. There we go. All right, that first pheasant that has managed to draw blood It goes back in, and this time it jumps up, trying to nip you in the belly. And the other two nearest it try and swarm at your ankles. With no success. Okay. Oh, and yes, you don't have any sort of DR at the moment, do you?
I think
DR? Her? I don't think so.
I thought you gave me damage resistance. Oh no, that was spell resistance. Okay, yeah, no.
Alrighty. And yeah, these things' attacks are they sting when they manage to get through your armor. Your move. Pleasant music begins rising out of the cottage beneath you, Aislinn. Making just the one attack?
Oh, det är skvalitet tutin.
And please to specify which of the pheasants near you you're attacking with each of these.
Attacking the red one and then the yellow one closest.
Alrighty. Roll me damage for the red one. Alright, you leave a big gash across its back that seems to actually be healing as you watch it. Their turns. And none of them managed to land blows. Your turn.
Aislinn is going to switch for her claws. Same numbers though, 8 and 3, right?
8, yes. I don't know about the rest. Just
Okay.
looking for the claws ability.
It's a changeling thing, I believe.
Looking it up. Let's see here. 2 claw attacks for D4 damage each. So no enhancement bonus for you, but you still get your BAB and your strength mod.
What about the total attack ones with +9?
Let's see here. Level 19, your base attack is, yes, 9.
Okay.
Waiting on you.
Right.
You know, you don't have to be just hacking them apart with your sword.
I haven't been able to prepare a spell list, so that's why I'm not going at them with a spell. There is an arcane that lasts. I suppose I just use that.
Might I make a small suggestion?
Depends if it's small or not.
It is. Use your death hex and split it to hit 2 of them. And just keep doing that. It's
But that's
it's infinite amounts of
no.
uses per day. It's not a resource that'll ever run out. You're not gonna like encounter these things again and have to worry about them. And if it works, they're just dead flat out.
And it is the kind of spiteful, and you're dead, that I imagine Aislinn might be doing if she came here just to slaughter these birds.
Yeah,
And you can hit
but
2 at a time each
she's
turn.
so upset. She'd rather do something quick and immediate.
That's about as quick as it comes. That's
It
literally
does just
point dead.
them.
That can't.
But-
It literally cannot be quicker than that. It's like point dead, point dead, point dead.
But they're
It kills 2 a
pheasants.
turn.
Chris, shut up. Arcane Blast, though.
Makes you use a spell, which is a resource. You don't want to have to use resources on birds, do you?
You're a butt. Stop proving me wrong. What? No, you talk. Go on ahead. I'm just messing with you.
Using resources is perfectly fine when you're under attack there, Skullhat.
Against peasants, she's killing because becausness.
They're
Because
attacking
fuck
her, there's no
birds.
reason not to. Especially since we're not going to get into our big fight till tomorrow. She might as well try to wrap this up cleanly.
Alright.
Also, Chris, you've got that fan pointed in your direction again.
Yeah, apparently that... Completely out of nowhere, that guy's done a shit ton of violin covers. I gotta get them all. I just found that while Googling just now.
Guess that means Aishlin's gonna be doing a lot of violin work. Oh, sorry,
I'll
Aaliyah, damn it. Wrong one.
What?
You both have A names, don't blame me. Damn this fan, hold on.
I still like the Death Hex idea.
Yeah, I do too. But I think she's gonna save the red one for last, so that way she can actually, like, you know, just rip it to shreds.
Whatever you like, go for it.
Alright, Death Hex. Do I just say I'm gonna do that, or I kind of forgot after the past couple of weeks of not being here.
I don't know how split hex works, so you'll have to tell me.
I can just tell both of you.
Your death curse, yeah, you just declare you're doing that, and that's your target, and that's your standard action. But
Split hex just means she hits 2 targets at the same time. That's all.
right up, no
They both have to
malice
be
like
within
lowered
range,
DC or anything.
No, it's just that one and that one both get affected by the same hex. It's just because no hex is an AoE, not any single one of them as far as the eye can see, so this just lets you have a little bit more, like, spread out with hexes.
Alright. Aislinn, declare me your 2 targets.
Death Hex here, Death Hex here.
Alrighty. Tell me what the save DC is?
Remind me, where is it? I'm gonna look for it.
Right next to
You
hexes.
Save DC on my things of Hex.
There you go. Your hex's DC is 27. You have it listed under feats and special abilities.
I see.
Okay, they are exhausted this round. Pardon me. They are fatigued this round, exhausted the next, and dead unless they succeed on a save the round after that. Their turn. Nibble, 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 squawk. They clang across your armor in great irritation, and are developing a lot of scratches on your on your armor for it. Your turn.
Pick two different ones, same thing, I suppose.
Oh, pardon me. They don't save until the third round. Never mind.
Death Hex here. Death Hex here.
Righto. Initial saves for them. No good. Just gonna recolor them so I know what's going on here. Ah, no, don't move over there. And this one is going to stop just trying to nibble at you and is going to jump up and try and start scratching at your face.
God damn it. Can I reflectively headbutt it for non-lethal damage?
None of the things improve grapples.
I have
Alright.
a pointy crown. I should be able to do something.
Alright, so you're not considered grappled, but this thing is now engaged in a grapple with you and is going to be scratching furiously at your face until it is dislodged. Your turn.
Well, I clearly can't stab myself in the face to get rid of a bird.
And these two just fall over dead.
Well, there's only two left that aren't been death hexed, and you slap them on that, and pretty much guarantee the whole lot of them are dead in a couple turns. Just sit it out.
What if I accidentally hit myself with a death hex, though? I can't, like, aim properly with my hand. What if Aishin has really poor hand-eye coordination?
You can't hit yourself with your own hexes. You just declare, "I want this thing to die," and it will. It's a supernatural power of doom.
Well, what if I pointed it at myself and the divine forces that enforce
You
my
could be
powers got
you could be
confused?
picking both your nostrils while you send a hex out. If you don't intend to hex yourself, you won't.
Okay, then. Thank you for that glorious illustration of clarification. Alright, then. Death hexing the bird on my face and the bird over there.
Alrighty. Alrighty. You got the bird over there, but the one on your face is a persistent bastard.
Somehow I missed.
No, it resisted. It got 27. That's your DC.
Stupid bird.
Yes. Alright. It, clawing madly at your face. Okay. You feel your blood begin to burn from your face down through your limbs and your chest, and you suddenly feel quite faint and collapse. Alia, could you make me a perception? And Kazimandro?
Sure thing.
Okay. Acorial, that sounded awful loud. Like someone like someone falling over. Unless she's a lot more clumsy than you thought. She shouldn't have been able to fall over while essentially slaughtering some chickens.
Alright, let's get up and go check.
Alright, you guys are in the hut and standing this round. Aislinn, you are prone and paralyzed, but anything that does not require you to move in order to make it work, you can still pull off.
Can I hex something without moving?
I'm just double checking that now.
It's always hard to tell if, when you talk about restoring spells, if it means 8 hours of consecutive sleep or just altogether.
8 hours of rest within a 12-hour period.
Okay.
That is an oft sought-after disambiguation. Because otherwise, a spellcaster could never take the middle watch of a rest.
Yeah, that'd be rather inconvenient.
As a supernatural or extraordinary power that does not provoke an AOO, I presume there's no somatic components, so you can still get off a hex. Mind you, all of the pheasants except the one on your face are currently subjected to death hexes, and 2 of them are about to make saves for it, so... And both failed. So you can toss any hex you like that isn't your death hex at Pheasant 28, the red one that's on your face.
Ice tomb.
Alrighty. And it freezes solid on your face and rolls off as a block of ice. Your friends emerge from the building and come up to find you laying on the roof, paralyzed, breathing very shallowly. The corpses of a dozen small birds all around you, one of them in a block of ice. And they arrive just in time to see one pheasant over here, minding its own business, scratching at the roof, suddenly squawk indignantly and fall over dead.
Well, this looks like you had a fun time. Unfortunately, I have nothing that can fix paralysis.
No, I didn't want the camera to follow me to loot an inventory. There. Alrighty. Aislinn is laying paralyzed on the roof of the hut.
I don't think I can still talk during this since I'm paralyzed.
If they leaned close to your ear, you might be able to vocalize some vowels into their ear. Or leaned close to your mouth, rather. It's one part does one thing, the other part does another thing. You know what I mean. I don't know.
I assume the secure shelter ended up being made of stone.
Yep.
Why don't I just fireball them and get this over with?
They're all
There's still
dead.
some alive, right? Okay.
They're
killed them
all
all.
dead. One of them is ice tombed and will thaw out in a couple minutes, but
So you can blow that one up.
Could just smash it too.
Well, yeah, I can just smash him with Sappy. But... And I just facepalm, walk over, and smash at the one in the ice tomb with Sappy in melee mode.
Alright. Roll me a damage for Sappy. Let's see here. 14 will break through the ice. And those riders are enough to kill the bird inside. You crack through the ice with one mighty blow, and the bird is shocked and burned by the holy energy.
Well, that was fun. Let's get her inside.
Not gonna fix her on the roof.
Not much I can do for paralysis.
Oh, fun. Yeah, let's get her inside.
How are you getting her down?
Dragging, I'm sure.
How much does she weigh?
Either of us should be strong enough to lift her by ourselves, so we can just each grab one end.
She weighs 115 pounds. No worries.
Yeah, I can
That's
lift
not
that.
even anything for me.
Alrighty, you, with a small amount of effort, hoist her between the two of you, and float her back down and into the shelter. Thank goodness a secure shelter comes with pre-made beds.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go for a heal check here really quick.
Sure.
Try.
There's some sort of toxin working its way through her veins. You can see that there's a sort of a greenish tinge around the very bright red cuts on her face.
She has a mask on though, so
On your chin and neck, then.
okay.
Well, she needs healing, but unless someone can get rid of the toxin, she's got to do it herself.
I don't suppose I can roll my own check to figure out if this thing is going to wear off or get worse, could I?
You have no way of inspecting yourself, with no ability to hold a mirror up and look at your wounds.
I can go by feeling though, couldn't I? Okay, I'm in excruciating pain. This clearly can either get better or get worse.
Oh, you're
What do
not
I
in
know?
pain. You're not in
Oh,
pain.
not in pain?
The burning sensation passed after rendering you paralyzed.
Alright then. Yeah, I'm kind of a potato.
Yeah, we'll just let her sleep it off.
You guys are terrible.
Hey, don't look at me. I haven't got any healing stuff.
Yeah, you're fine. I'm.
What's the issue exactly? Is it a disease, like I think it is?
She's been poisoned, and it's rendered her paralyzed.
Oh, okay. Well, wake up, Varg. I know it sounds stupid, but Varg always has absorb toxicity prepared.
Mm-hmm. I'm sure someone would think of that without your prompting.
Yeah. All right. Let's wake up Varg.
Varg wakes up. Most likely has explained the problem. Wanders over, jabs Aisling in the face, and now she's no longer paralyzed.
In the face?
He's
Do you
annoyed.
have to do it in the face?
Oh, face plate.
Right into one of the guns.
He got just woken up in the middle of night because the caster decided she wanted to go punch a bunch of pigeons.
The sun is only barely set.
Okay, you still had to get woken up to be told, hey, you know that caster who's really haughty and doesn't like you? Yeah, she went outside to go punch pigeons in the face and it backfired. Can you, like, fix her? Oh, yeah, he'd love to do that. Here, let me just stick my claw right in that cut. That'll fix you. It's more like he taps her faceplate with his knuckle, though, to be in all honesty.
I think, for the record, I'm just going to kill the next one of those birds we see.
Probably wise.
Varg, you press your mighty clawed fist into Aislin's neck and absorb out the toxin. Do you choose to... let's see here. Do you choose to absorb it?
Oh, that just paralyzed me, wouldn't it?
No, you can use a melee touch attack to transfer it to another creature.
Ah, lovely. Yes, I'll absorb it then.
You soak in the toxin. Let's see here. There you go. If you don't transfer it to someone else within 200 minutes, then you are exposed to it, but you get a +2 bonus against the save on the save.
That's awesome. Is Emma immune to poison?
Let me check.
She's an outsider, so I'm guessing.
Immunity to cold, electricity, and petrification.
Not poison. Give me a second to think.
Aishlin, feeling begins to work its way back into your limbs, and after a minute, you're able to sit up and curse.
I expend a minor summoning spell to summon a
Insult
gopher.
Alia, insert Varg. Just like insult everybody except for the elf guy. Just
It's your
like
damn
condemn you all
fault.
to death.
It's your fault, you crazy
Your
witch
mother
bitch.
to death. I did this thing for you, and you guys are just pathetic.
You did nothing for us. You were outside to kill
all of her
birds.
nagging, all of her nagging, on and on and on.
I will throw you
Not
outside,
not
woman.
lethal.
Right,
I can
I'm going back
reparalyze
to
you.
bed.
I'm
That
summoning a
sounds like the
gopher and
safest idea.
Summon minor ally, gopher, touch with paralyzation, stop carry.
You now have a paralyzed gopher.
Good for you. I set it down, give it a pet, and like wait for it to vanish, and then go
Let's
to
play
sleep.
Gopher Golf.
Yeah,
No,
just totally just like throw it at throw it
fuck
at
both
Ashley's
of you.
head.
Respect nature, or I'm gonna come over there and show you what nature can do to your face.
Oh no. I'm saying in response, since I have a paralyzed gopher, just chuck it at her head. She can't dodge it.
No.
It is not a gopher of paralysis. It is a paralyzed gopher.
There's a
Back
gopher
in
that
just a
cannot
second.
move. There's a gopher that
It can
cannot
still
move, and when
hurt.
the summon when
You're
the summon
some
runs
sort of
out,
non-lethal damage.
I'm gonna come over there and throw you outside. You can sleep in the
Aisha's a
rain.
wimp. And she just bitched you guys out.
I summoned a gopher because it'll be paralyzed, but as soon as it's unsummoned, it'll no longer be paralyzed, thereby getting rid of the poison entirely. I literally made the poison cease existing.
What are you going to do with the gopher then? You have a gopher on
It
you
only
of all
lasts, like,
bloody animals.
20 rounds.
Get
It's like 2
creative.
minutes. It's a 2-minute long gopher.
Do I have any earplugs for this?
Here's a
You-
gopher.
Do you have any craft skill? Or minor creation?
I got prestidigitation.
I won't do it.
Oh.
You tear some cloth off the end of your bed and
That,
work
that
it
works.
into your earplugs. In morning, it will these earplugs will turn back to stone, so be careful.
He has to wake up to study a spellbook for an hour, so that's not really a problem.
All right, are you lot going to torture each other anymore as night settles in? I'm just going to assume that that's a no.
No what?
Are you guys going to torture each other anymore as night settles in?
And
Well, I
she's
was
gonna
thinking
about
cast
leaving
dire
the gopher.
prophets wicking his ass.
Gonna maybe put a gopher in Aishin's bedroll, but this thing will disappear in 2 minutes, so there's no damn point.
Let's.
Yeah, you
Let's-
you put the gopher. Ashley can do a dire prophet, and now we have like an internal grudge match.
That's ended by Var crushing your head like an acorn.
I'm having fun over here.
Yes, you're having fun. No one can stop you. In the morning.
Brad, you were saying?
Let's replace Varg's meat soother with the gopher.
It's gonna be gone in 2 minutes. It literally is a 2-minute long gopher. It's just gonna poof.
Oh, it's
Once
only
again,
Tuesday.
we need someone who knows permanency.
Better than being in the Navy for about 5'11". Anyways. Yes. Who is on watch?
Oh, obviously Emma.
And the elf, because they can be aware without
Being
having
on
to.
watch.
Yes, I'm aware while still resting, so.
Meditating in a nice comfy bed with earplugs.
Yes. That'll hurt a bit, but it's worth it to not hear that arguing.
Okay. Could I get each of the people on watch make me a perception check, please?
Jeez.
Alrighty. Yeah, the night passes with Emma quietly humming to herself and Icorial doing what?
Sitting cross-legged, staring out into space if his eyes are even open, which they probably aren't.
Righto. Dawn rises and Emeswa feels it necessary to point out that once again she saw no signs of any insects or other small life around. There's not even any animals came across the encampment.
I guess that's a plus.
Yeah, I don't want any more birds.
I think we are going to take a drop of the stuff, and then we're just going to use the spells, if that's correct? Or
No.
not?
Taking a drop of it makes it still have spell resistance.
That's right. So we're not going to take a drop. We're just going to throw ourselves onto the hole. Yeah, okay, gotcha.
Yeah, and the attack doesn't come till
This evening.
Yeah. Which means the disease will start to hit us harder.
So we'll just sit around
Cumulative,
miserable. Okay.
but Pretty much.
Alright, so you're not taking your drops this morning?
Nope. Bring on the cumulative damage.
Alrighty, this will accumulate with what you took yesterday morning.
Right.
Oh, fuck. That's a lot of rolled max.
Yes, it is. I'm really just glad I didn't get more con damage.
Well, how's everyone feeling? Miserable? Cool. I'm going to be in this corner and hack up a lung.
Oh, actually we can start burning the Greater Restoration since we're not curing ourselves.
Yeah.
This is true. Alright, so burn.
Yep. So Sappy burns his 3 on myself, Emma, and Icorial.
Okay.
Does Greater Restoration just heal all of it?
Yeah, it cures all ability and damage drain. All ability damage and drain
Okay.
without curing you.
Yep.
That's
So
good.
you still have the disease, but this will eliminate fatigue, exhaustion, and your ability damage and drain.
Kind of glad for that. I was at 3 charisma.
I'm just going to burn Emma's 3 spell slots on She Who Stalks, Ashlyn, and Varg.
Sweet. Oh, I'm set then.
And thanks to the fact that you could use spell-like abilities for all of it, you did not have to just pay 30,000 GP of diamond dust.
Ching.
Yeah, it's a little pricey.
Yep.
Yeah, it's way more pricey than a Greater Restoration.
That is the cost of Greater Restoration 6 times.
I meant True Resurrection.
Ah, yes.
That cost more than True Resurrecting somebody one time.
We should go take a look outside and make sure the tower hasn't suddenly moved or something.
All right,
Yes, it's
so
just
you
fucked
are
off somewhere.
all cured of your ability damage, but I
Oh,
need to
God.
point out. Let's see here, Varg, you are, although you are not you're not fatigued right now. You will go straight to exhausted if you do anything that will cause fatigue.
Okay, so don't sleep. Don't miss out on sleep then, I suppose.
And don't run for more than a round.
Okay, well, I never run anyway, so. Alright.
Okay. And Emesua and Aishlin, since they do still have Sponge Skull, When they take damage, they must make a save or be confused.
Yay.
And Icorial will still take con drain if he takes con damage.
Let's just not take con damage, please.
If possible.
All sounds a good idea. Dawn rises, and you're expecting your various reinforcements, mostly by air, this evening. Exactly what hour, you're not sure, but the message you received from Commander Hajan said that the signal will be a rain of fire.
Not
Okay,
very
well,
subtle,
wait for
but-
Rain of Fire.
Just like the movie, Rain of Fire.
When I start seeing a Rain of Fire, I'll start, casting shit and...
Fewer
Pull my
colossal
pants up.
dragons.
What?
There's going to be fewer colossal dragons than in Rain of Fire.
No. Oh, pity. Hey, real quick, how am I gonna fly? Someone has a fly spell, right? Oh, yeah, it's Acorel, that's right. That was our
I
plan.
have lots of flies, yeah.
Yeah, he's gonna fly everybody. Okay, just double checking.
Yeah, he can fly. He can cast fly a million times, so it's all good.
You fly, you fly, you fly, you fly. The rocks
You're
fly,
gonna
the
play.
tower's gonna fly.
Oh, right, I should probably hit the prepare button for my spells rather than just have the window open.
Well, that would help.
There. It's like, it's not gonna be updated if I don't hit that button.
Oh, sir, it won't be.
Let's see here.
Just so she has it going, I'm just gonna have, hold on. Yeah, let's put Mind Blank on... Who was affected by Sponge Skull?
That is
Me and She Who Stalks, I think.
Sponge
Or-
Skull.
No.
No, that's Ishua and Aishlin.
Okay.
Okay,
And back in
Aishlin.
just a second.
Well, this is more notes on you anyway. Aishlin, you're going to get a Mind Blink spell put on you. What this does, it makes you completely immune to all divination magic, so you can't be scryed on and stuff. And more importantly, gives you a +8 resistance bonus on saving throws against mind-affecting spells and effects. So if you take damage and confusion kicks in, you get a +8 saving throw against it.
Cha-ching.
Plus whatever else you have.
Okay.
Assuming you get a saving throw against the confusion effect, which I think you do. So there you go. So just put a note somewhere, extra +8 bonus on saving throw versus confusion or mind affecting or however else you want to keep track of it.
Right.
Ah, so a large person only works on humanoids. Okay.
Yep.
I cannot combine that with elemental body then. Oh, well.
You could do enlarged shape and elemental body, assuming they're not both polymorphic effects.
I believe they are. Well,
No,
elemental body is polymorph. Hang on.
No, double check. Because if you do one before the other, it might work.
Which two spells?
Elemental body and a large person.
Polymorph spells do not stack.
That's what I said. I'm just curious if they both are. One might be like an enchantment or something.
No, the large
Yep.
person is also transmutation.
Okay, no.
Large person's a polymorph effect.
Oh, I know that. I was curious about the elemental body.
It is, yeah.
Okay. Beyond the morning spell prep rituals and ablutions, what is up today?
I would like
Well-
to take a look outside and see if anything's changed.
Yeah, check about the local weather if you would.
Also, mind blank. Protected from devices and spells that gather information about the target through divination.
And +8 circumstance bonus against mind affecting effects, including confusion, so if she gets a save against that. But it's on nation, so when the confusion
Gotcha.
hits. Also, she was the one
Alrighty.
who got, looked at pretty thoroughly, so if he's trying to scry on us, screw him. Mr. Jubilex, you need a dick.
Alright.
Yeah, other than that, though, I'm waiting until I see fire from the skies before I do anything silly.
Alrighty.
Not to say I don't have silly prepared. I do. I'm just saying I gotta wait for the signal.
Is anyone going up to the peak in order to, check that the spire hasn't teleported away or anything?
That's what I'm doing.
Righto.
Which I suppose I'll just go ahead and cast Overland Flight on myself.
And assuming it lasts that long, yeah, go ahead.
It's an hour per level. So.
Oh, we're good. In fact, do it now. Just give us all of it, because not like we're gonna have to worry.
It takes a
level
bit
20.
more out of me to cast a lot of Overland Flights than a lot of flies.
Yeah.
Oh, right. Oh, right. Overland Flight's the one that lasts an hour. Right, never mind.
Yeah.
Right. So, yes, Jubilex's spire has not pulled a crawl and teleport to a different place every morning.
Yeah.
Good.
I was gonna make a house moving castle joke, but that one works too.
Anything immediately different about it?
That is an excellent question. Make me a perception check.
Well, it has wings.
No.
No, nothing seems to have really substantially changed. I mean, you think that maybe some of those those blisters those big bulbous blisters that are higher up on it that seem to form areas for the flying creatures that still flock around it. You think maybe some of those blisters have moved about, or maybe they grow over time and then burst, but
I'd wager on that.
overall the place doesn't look notably different.
Alright, let's head back inside then.
Oh, what season is it? It's winter, right?
Yes, it is the 26th of January.
Okay.
So when our army does get here, aside from just fighting, are we going in through the bottom or the top?
Whichever direction has the least amount of pain, but bottom is apparently the smart direction. According to the magic quill.
I don't suppose the magic quill was bent by Jubilex's will, so it's just misleading us.
No, it's not something he could manipulate without holding it.
Other question, are we going to bother killing the oozes outside or leave that to the army?
If they get in the way, yes. If they don't, why bother?
The Quill of Revelation is an artifact. Nothing short of an actual god can tamper with it.
Presumably the ooze won't bother us, but...
If it does and it gets in the way, we melt it into, nothingness. I have quite a few spells prepared to do just that, to either prevent them from getting to us or melt them out of existence.
Yes, the quill. The quill wrote out the message. The root of all evil is a softer target than the heights of villainy. Interpret it as you will.
Which to me just means go down.
Which of course means it's easier to fight crime at the street level than to go for CEOs.
Mm-hmm.
It's the only possible meaning.
Also means it's easier to figure out why a person is evil than to attack them while they're a villain.
So as you can see, it's genuine multi-purpose advice. Who knows if it's relevant at all, though? Who am I to say whether or not this information is actually useful? I'm only God. Anyways, the day passes. Let's see here. Yeah, you don't seem to attract any more inquisitive wildlife as the day goes on. Definitely don't attract any more inquisitive wildlife as the day goes on.
Okay.
Good.
Hooray.
Well, it's just I needed to roll a 93 or better, and I rolled a 1 on a D100, so you definitely don't
Animals actually
attract
go
any
further
wild.
away.
They just steer clear.
And the sun is about its own diameter above the horizon.
So if I start seeing fire, I'm not budging.
The skies are clear. There's not a cloud to be seen to the east. Some over the mountains to the north, and plenty over the storm-wrought seas that are just barely in sight to the west. If you had a spyglass, you might be able to make out some of the taller buildings in Hellswater. Which, considering that that's 90 miles distant, should give you an idea of how high this mountain pass is.
Oh, you probably don't have permission.
Yeah, that'll happen if you disconnect, but you try to reconnect before your user's been kicked manually. If you just speak up, I can kick your old version, but you've got permission on your token again.
All right, thanks. I didn't want to interrupt anything, so I was
Yep.
typing.
All right. Okay. The sun slowly settles and the skies grow dark.
Noticeable lack of fire. I continue to sit here and do nothing.
Just giving everyone the opportunity to, despair or something.
Despair. You're talking to the wrong fucking group.
I used to despair, but then I would disintegrate anything that was despairing me, and everything got better.
Weird how that is. I just beat it to death with my bare fists. Seems to work. We've seen Jubilix once before, and we rightly, had trouble. Now that we've seen, the Fount of Creation itself, seen a dragon so large even Varg is impressed, and
There we go.
banished, Mithra Brogger besides that, and all this stuff that's leading up to it. Yeah, I'm pretty confident we can stick our boot right up his bumhole. We know where he comes from, we know everything about him. We've removed his immortality, so I'm all for kicking his arse.
I haven't got any of that, but he's an elf. He's naturally uncaring.
Alrighty. The sun sets all the way, and the skies and the hillsides are dark once more. Strangely enough, there's no stars coming out.
What?
The sky is still dark. There wasn't a cloud in the sky while the sun was up, but the sky is still dark.
Oh, that's unsettling.
There is no moon to be seen, even though it should right now be a waxing gibbous.
Cool. Very thematic.
think-
Good job, Jubilix.
I think either our ships were already here, Well, there's
And they're
quite a
blocking
lot
the
of flying
sky.
creatures above us.
Or that. Yeah, I'm gonna roll perception. Everyone, see if there is one of those two things. Okay, 54. That's about as high as anyone can possibly get. What's going on upstairs?
That's a nice roll, yeah.
So that's about as good as we're ever gonna get here. If there's anything going on, I think I'll tell you guys.
You see no motion or anything in the skies above you.
No birds, no flying beasts, no creatures of movement. So yeah, it's just magic.
It is pitch black out. The only source of light that you guys can see anywhere is Alia's glowing armor, assuming it's not her hair today.
Okay.
What bit of Alia is glowing today?
I'm always glowing.
We're asking what part.
Which part?
I'm glowing all the colors.
Part.
Not what color.
Part. What limb on your body glows?
Is it your eyes? Is it your teeth?
Oh,
Hair.
what part of me glows?
Or
Your
does the sun
boobs.
shine out your
Name
ass?
something.
No, it's actually Sappy that's glowing.
Okay.
He's a magic. He's
Mystery
an incredibly
solved.
He's an incredibly powerful magic item.
Yes.
I have one too, but it doesn't glow. It's sneaky.
Well, yours is a black blade. I think its name by itself would prevent itself.
Yeah, probably.
So yes,
Glow black in daytime. Sorry, going.
Alia's sap glows as a small torch, and you can sort of make out a very faint glow of the digestive lake below you to the east.
I think Giblix is doing this deliberately to avoid, being just pounded from 4 miles away by cannonball.
Well, this didn't happen last night.
I have my theory. I have announced it.
Yep. Finally, about an hour after sunset, Varg, you're first to notice you do spot a star up in the sky to the east.
Hello. Look, a star.
And it starts growing.
Hey, look, it's getting bigger.
Is Jesus
Let's
being
move.
born?
Let's just move and not go stupid. Let's just go
Move
somewhere
where?
else.
Yeah, fine, let's
We
move.
don't even know what's going at us.
Yeah.
And it grows larger until you could only barely cover its glow with your thumb, and then it turns bright red and plummets out of the sky, smashing into the lake of the lake of ooze down in the valley below you. And seconds later, it's followed by more stars that begin falling from the sky.
I think
You
that's our
begin
signal.
to hear not just the roar of fire, but after a minute, you start to hear the distant thumps of cannon fire as well.
Yeah,
That's our signal, boys. Yep. Alright, first things first. Foresight, followed by... I need 10 minutes, so if we can just sit here for 10 minutes, just sit. So, Foresight is just standard. Yeah, but they can handle it for a bit. I want to see the ships before this happens, because I'm changing the weather.
Changing the weather is a good thing.
Yes, it is, because you'll see in a
the
minute.
weather. I could probably let it go. Yeah.
So I'd like to change the weather to the strongest possible winds I can.
I'm sure this won't interfere with your airship-borne allies whatsoever.
No, it won't. You'll see.
Is this a spell you're using?
Yes.
The precise name?
Control weather?
Thank you. It could have been anything, come on.
I'm a druid! What did you expect?
It could have been Storm of Vengeance.
Also, I don't think it's me doing it. Hold on, I think it's my friend.
Here we go.
Yes, it is. It is she who's stuck, so let me just mark that off.
2-mile radius centered on you.
So who in the party needs some damage resistance? Because I have stone skin.
Put it on the casters first, then worry about the physical swords. Yeah, so she stalks, control weather. She's going for the strongest winds possible after talking to Varg.
Okay. Pardon me. It is early winter. Change the weather in the local area. Go forth weather appropriate to this climate and season.
If I can have a tornado, I'll take it.
You control the general tendencies such as direction and intensity.
Direction-wise, I would like the wind to go the direction the cannibals are firing. So if they're firing cannibals in direction, they would go faster, theoretically.
The wind will blow prevailing to the west. And it continues for the duration or until you use a standard action to designate a new kind of weather, which manifests 10 minutes later.
I'll go with the really strong winds. How strong can I make the winds?
You can turn it into, you can whip up a blizzard.
That's the strongest possible winds, then? I'll take it. I prefer, like, stuff that doesn't have shit in the wind, but, I need as strong as possible, so...
Varg doesn't get stone skin because I don't have enough casting materials for it.
Nice.
Roger that.
I have my own DR. I'm the one person that seriously has normal DR. Assuming I'm shifted.
Go ahead and burn the slots and type out a brief summary of just the strength of which, like with all the variables accounted for.
I'll get the points allocated and then I'll type it out.
Okay.
I would also like to call an animal.
Are you going to be able to give it flight?
It's going to naturally fly.
Perfect.
I would kind of like to have a, oh dear, I forgot its name. One moment.
Just pop me a link.
Yeah, of course. Oh, and I'd like to summon an elemental swarm at the gates of that tower. Or with, 40 feet that way towards the tower. Or not
I
gates,
can
as
cast
swarm.
elemental swarm. Why are you doing everything?
Join me, help!
Well, then I will. But, sheesh, people, you.
He's saying what he's doing. You tell me what you're doing.
Well, if you don't need any other elemental swarms, then I won't. I don't really know what to
that's
do here.
enough.
Kind of awkward territory.
You can always use more elemental swarms. I sort of need objects for mine, so I'm just gonna hope there's stuff in the tower.
Yay, stuff.
Like barrels.
Well,
I just saw that they had the rock in this.
What about the rock?
Points. Assume it lasts for a couple hours per level or something like that.
Stone skin?
Mm-hmm.
It's 10 minutes per level, so that's 190 minutes.
Righto. Let me just double check the text of Elemental Swarm. There we go. 2d4 large, d4 huge, 1 greater. Each has max HP. Yeah, if you pick something, if you pick a elemental type that can fly, then that will be of use. bear in mind, yeah, she who stalks is doing that weather control. Varg is spending 10 minutes to bring forth an elemental swarm. Assuming those flying creatures that flocked around the tower are actually going out to defend the tower from who's attacking it, don't tarry too long, guys.
All my steps are short enough casting
Well, after
time, so I'm basically
after I'm
gonna
done
go. He's
doing the
done.
elementals, after I'm done with the elemental swarm, and he's put fly on me, I'm just gonna call that animal specifically, and then we can go for it. The animal will arrive when it arrives, and it's its own business. I'm calling it a giant rock, by the way. No, not a rock, a giant rock.
Yeah.
I want the biggest fucking rock that ever existed.
Oh, no, Aishlin. All I mean is, don't. I was talking mostly to Varg. Don't count on being able to cast 2 casting time 10-minute spells, or else you're just sitting there on the mountaintop for 20 minutes while a battle rages high in the air somewhere to the east.
So right now, all that's happened is she who stalks has changed the weather, and Varg has basically put a elemental swarm dot over 40 feet towards the tower. He's about to call an animal, fly in the air, and do something cool.
Right, so
Calling
Varg
animal's
needs
going
fly?
to take time on top of the casting time, though.
Who else needs fly?
I know elemental swarm will. Elemental swarm's a distraction. Fly people. MSO actually needs fly. She who stalks needs fly. Aishlin and Elia can fly naturally or have their own way of flying. Umeso has overland flight, but that's like close to the ground. He needs to actually be able to get in the air.
Overland
Not overland. Not overland, but levitate.
No, Emma has she has Graves of the Zephyr. She hovers an inch above the ground like a horse with the horseshoes of the Zephyr does.
Okay, so you, MS2, and she who stalks. Okay.
Actually, I don't think Ashlyn has enough flying per day to get over there.
Let me double check. It's a movement speed of 40 feet, right, Ashlyn?
I believe so.
Okay. It will cost you, at 80 feet per round, it's going to take you guys 6.5 minutes to reach the base of the tower.
That's certainly enough with the fly spell, but can Aishlin fly that far without one?
I believe she gets her level or half her level per day of flight. It's using the fly hex, right? Not an item.
It's an item that grants the hex as if it is the spell, like grants the fly as if it is the hex. So
yeah, she's using the fly hex.
Okay. The flight hex, which its terms are. There we go. Fly as per the spell, minutes per day equal to her level. So yeah, she's got 19 or 20 minutes.
So that's fine.
She'll be fine.
Okay,
We'll fly on you now, or when you're done.
Okay, let's go kick his teeth in.
As soon as Varg's done with his weather.
Yep.
as soon as the it's actually she who's casting the weather. I'm the one casting the swarm portal thing. And once she's done and I'm done at roughly the same time, and you've cast fly on me, I'm gonna do a thing.
Yep. So
we'll
Varg,
cast fly now, but
what plane are you summoning elementals from?
We're dealing with acid, right? Would summon them from the plane of soap be a dick move?
Summon them from the plane of baking soda.
I was thinking about that. No, I'm going to summon them from the plane of Earth, actually, because they resist acid, according to what I remember.
Alright, everyone should be able to fly now.
Okie dokie. As soon as we're going to lift off, I have a spell I want to cast, so just tell me when we're lifting off. And Teo, it's earth plane, so earth elementals. They're the most sturdy and resist acid best.
All right. What direction? What are you doing with these earth elementals?
See that tower? See those oozes? See anything that's attacking you? Turn it into a pancake.
Gotcha. You're just sending them in to
Be a
cause
gigantic distraction.
Righto.
Cause chaos.
Alrighty. Fire still falls from somewhere in the darkness far to the east. Probably about 2, 3, maybe 3.5 miles away from you. That'd put it a mile, maybe 2 miles beyond the tower.
All right, if we're all ready, I'm going to launch myself into the air and do a thing. Are we ready, my comrades?
Ready to kill
Yeah,
shit.
I'm ready to go.
Stay close to me. All right?
Nation's just gonna fly ahead, ignoring him.
Okay,
Remember,
damn it.
She's
19
still
minutes of
passive
flight.
aggressive other than night.
Okay, 19 minutes of flight. Stay close to me. This is important. So as we launch ourselves into the air, I'm casting this.
Control wind.
Oh boy.
You can
Remember
make
that
the wind-
blizzard? Now it's the storm of the goddamn century, and we're in the calm eye of the middle. As long as you're close to me, I can make a perfect eye of the
the
storm that
airships.
follows. It's not. It
This
doesn't
one's
affect.
only
It won't
a
affect
40
the airships.
This one's only a 40-foot per level radius cylinder, anyways.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm making a tornado essentially, a snow NATO. Thing.
Snow NATO. A Sharknado.
Yes, if I can summon sharks, I'll fill it with sharks, but that's besides the point.
Alright, if you center this on you, it's going to affect you.
Yeah,
But
I'm putting
if
it
you
around
center
me.
it ahead of you, then it's only going to affect things around and in front of you that fall into its area.
Well, I want it to basically follow me around, and once I get inside, it'll stop. It'll just plunk
Yeah,
on
it
top.
says you just create an eye of calm air inside of it.
Okay?
Actually, better spot. If I do that, how long does this last? 10 minutes? Can I dismiss this as a standard like normal spells?
Nope.
Okay.
It's 10 minutes per level until it ends.
How far away is the tower?
A little over a mile.
Okay, let's see. Yeah, I've got to place this on myself, otherwise it won't work, because basically we're having a tornado as a fucking vanguard. Here's what I'll do. I'll do that, and I'll just dispel myself when it comes to it. I have that prepared. So I'm going to do this, so we're going to be a moving tornado of doom, and good luck fucking dealing with that, Jubilex. I'm going to ram this right into his tower a couple times for good freaking... Screw him!
So as the air begins to pick up with flecks of frost that don't seem to fall down out of any clouds, but simply emerge from the air around you.
Again, I am making this with an eye around us, so we're going to be fine.
I am talking about the blizzard.
Ah, okay. I want to make sure I don't want to die to this. I don't want to kill myself. This is dangerous. I'm making a tornado, for God's sake.
The lot of you pick up and fly off into the darkness, aiming for the spire, which's outline is just barely visible among all of the flames that are now springing up among this lake of ooze in the valley.
Wow, I would not want to be Jubilex right now. The sky is raining fire, cannonballs coming from different directions, and there's a snow blizzard, storm, tornado thing coming right for him. Yeah, he's boned.
All right, you guys are making what sort of heading? Are you flying straight towards the base of the tower? Are you staying high until you and dropping later? Are you following the ground? What's up?
I'd vote we stay at middle level and just keep going straight towards, and then do a small dive down to the center so he doesn't know exactly what direction we're coming from, like exactly up or down.
I'm fine with that.
Are we going to be, are we going to be ending exactly at 9 or after?
Beg pardon?
What's the predicted time for ending tonight?
There's going to be a reasonably good marker to end session in just a few minutes.
Alright, just making sure, because I gotta go soon.
Yep. You guys charge off through the darkness in the night, throwing yourselves forward with all the speed you can muster.
Surrounded by a tornado of doom.
Yep. under cover of darkness and howling winds. You do notice that there's a number of flying creatures of various sizes, from mere
Come at me.
from mere ooze-coated robins to full-size rocks, are caught up in the breeze around you and flung aside by the tornado wrapped around you.
This was a good idea.
The cover blows creatures off in all directions, and you fly into the area around the tower. Let's see here. You reach maybe. It's hard to tell. You never knew exactly how large the tower was, but when its silhouette looms large enough, you tip downwards and begin heading down towards the ground. You hear a sort of sick slurping motion in the far below you, and the firelit lake beneath you begins growing tentacles that try and lash up and strike at you while you're still a couple 100 feet off the ground. One of them
I imagine they snap off like twigs.
One of them suddenly bursts with a ray of light.
Great, I'm at bat again.
Now, feel free to do anything you want, guys. I mean, we're in a calm section of wind. If that's bothering you, feel free to throw fireballs at it.
Yep, they'll get their opportunity to.
You know, something tells me
Talia,
throwing
what
a
do you know?
fireball
You
into
are
a tornado
positioned-
is bad.
It's
You
already
are
on
position
fire.
3 in this list. Alia, do you have any spell resistance?
I don't believe so.
Alrighty, make me a will save.
Yeah, at least it's a good save. Plus 19.
Oh, hold on. Fortitude save first. Okay, you feel tendrils of energy wrap around you and then spang off, flying past. Yes, you do in fact recognize that particular piece of horror.
Let's go up. Let's go up.
I'm unfamiliar with that.
We should go up? Why?
Get out of the range of the baleful polymorphs it's throwing at us.
No, that's a good idea. Up we go.
Yeah, good plan.
You pulse sharply back up, and one more ray does manage to come at you before you get out of range.
Hey, it's not me that time.
6. Varg, fort save.
On who?
You.
Me?
You.
Fort save.
I said Varg, not she who stalks.
Oh, okay. Yeah, all right.
Do you have any spell resistance?
Not in this form. I am in my normal self.
Meaning the crocodile.
Ah, there it is. That was a 28.
Will save.
Okay, I am allowed to ask if I failed it, because I'm willing to spend a hero point on it.
Go ahead and spend it.
Just use the hero point to increase it by 4 since a 30 passed.
Yeah, I know, that's what I'm doing.
Okay. You feel it just begin to wrap around you, and you feel your body start to shrink before you
Wait a
blast
second.
through it with a burst of effort.
Yeah, I'm just going to continue with that. I don't want to blow wild shape on that. It's either that, it's one or the other, and I'd rather blow wild shape later.
It doesn't. That makes it impossible for you to go wild shape.
Baleful? No, it's a poly. If it failed the second
No,
one, yeah, but
Baleful-
any poly.
Baleful polymorph doesn't allow you to counteract any other polymorph effects that try to work on it.
So what is the damn point of being immune to polymorph effects then? If the one polymorph effect anyone's ever going to throw at you just gets around that immediately, it's kind of redundant, like completely redundant.
Hey, I'm just glad I didn't have to hit anyone with greater dispel magic.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
All
would have
right.
been worse.
You managed to throw off the effects before you shrink any further, and you were really worried because your nose was starting to twitch and you felt your ears growing.
That's unpleasant.
Up we go!
No, what's more unpleasant is suddenly being 300 feet over a lake of acid.
That would be equally unpleasant, but funnily, I'd still be able to fly.
If you failed the will save, you wouldn't have the int to. You guys pull out away from the range of the living lake, and are approaching the tower rapidly.
Okie dokie. Is there an entrance we can take?
Because you're not
battering this
entirely
tower.
sure in the dark how large it is. How close dare you get?
Well, I'm just gonna get close enough to visually see it, and if anything happens, I'll back off and then ram it in again. So I'm basically taking a tornado and bashing against his tower. I like to think that probably does structural damage.
Alrighty.
I'm gonna keep doing that till I see a hole to get inside of.
Shaking your tower.
So
Knock, knock, asshole.
you guys flying in at the best speed you can manage. I need everyone to make a reflex save to pull up short when the light from Alia finally manages to cast a
Son of a
shine on the
bitch.
wall.
Ooh.
Actually, that should be a fly check.
Hero
for
point
me
reroll.
anyway.
This is the one day you're gonna want to do that stuff.
Where's our
It would
reflex
be a
save?
fly check if you could see where you're going.
Yeah, I only have one hero point. I guess I'll use it anyway.
I mean, that's the
That's
situation. We need to do this as perfectly as possible.
Yeah, way to go, Emma.
I didn't really roll much better.
Alright,
You
I
got a
see.
hero point.
33, 21, 31, 41, 20. Aishlin, and did we get She Who Stalks? No, not yet.
There you have. How's a 19 do you?
Thank you.
Oh, I know 3 people that were slamming into the building.
Oh, we did get Aishlin. There she is. Okay. Okay, so Emesua and She Who Stalks crater into the wall.
Look, everybody, Emma found a way in. That's affected by damage reduction, right?
It is.
Yep, everyone has DR10 right now, so. Except Bard, but.
Yeah, I don't need it. They'll
He
have
will
DR
when he
once
hits the
combat
ground.
starts.
And well, yes, you're now in front of the tower, and you should find it you should find it easy enough to drop to the ground or take to the heights.
Let's go down. That's what the pen said to do.
Down we go.
Aren't there baleful polymorphs down there?
There were about 300-400 feet back the other way.
Sorry.
Down, down, down.
We need to get somebody to make a painting of the scene.
Fortunately, the brown spattered earth at the base of the tower is much easier to see in the dark than the nearly black tower.
Yay.
It's programmer purple.
Oh god, the purpleness.
There we go. Get back here, you. Oh, right, you're just moving that off because you're not currently Vargas and Rex.
Not the right size anyway.
Yep. All right, the rooty holds of the tree in front of you are not the tree, the tower in front of you, lie before you. The lake just behind.
Just quickly, while we're descending, do I have time to cast spells? I'd like to cast a standard
Nope,
action spell.
because there is one more thing to note. There is only one more of these beams that fly out of the darkness from the north there.
Damn
Of
it.
course it rolled 3 again. Why wouldn't it? Alia, fort save.
Hey, Alia, you have some of the best saves in the party, relatively speaking.
Yeah, except if I fail this, I don't have a hero point now.
True.
Oh,
Which was hitting me. I have spell resistance.
Alright. 30 is fine.
Hey.
And you
we
hear
have
us-
one round. Sorry, go ahead.
You hear a scream of rage a bubbly scream of rage in the distance. Yes, you guys do have a round now that you're on the ground. Bear in mind, for spell durations, it has been 7 minutes since you took flight.
I cast Vengeful Outrage on Varg, making Jublix the source of his outrage.
Fuck you, Jubilex!
I don't think you needed much help with that.
No, I didn't, but here he is now, really fucking pissed off. So what's that do?
Vengeful Outrage. You place
You
a
place a
magical
magical-
command on a creature to seek out and destroy a single enemy that has inflicted some perceived or actual harm. You are under a geese to find and capture or kill this enemy. Varg, if you would like to make a save against that, feel free.
No, I'm
When
done
you
with it.
enter combat with the enemy, you gain a +6 morale bonus to strength and constitution, a +3 morale to will saves, and is immune to shaken and frightened conditions.
Arg is mad. So,
Arg.
yeah, sweet. I have a spell.
Next round,
Varg
I'll cast
chooses to soak up that geese. It will last a minute per level.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna cast Elemental Body on myself.
Alrighty then.
Oh, right, I have to switch to this tokens.
And I'm
Yes.
casting max. Well, that's spelled wrong, but mass protection from energy for everyone. I'm choosing acid. So you all have 200 points of basically HP against acid damage. If anything acidy hits you, take it from that first.
Okay,
Cool.
could you just type that out in the chat? I'm gonna
Sure.
be pasting snippets out for my notes.
Need to impersonate again.
Yes. Anyone else doing anything in this round on the ground?
I usually have nothing really to prepare for that. All of this stuff is more like immediate combat / thing.
Okay.
Earth Elementals.
Yay.
Next round, I'm going to cast Haste. Then we're gonna run up and start kicking things.
The nice thing about Elemental Body is that it doesn't actually slow me down, since an actual Earth Elemental is only, 20 feet per round.
Yeah, the big plots of stone just thud, thud.
Just getting all these notes in. Alrighty.
Oh, and she who stalks, I forgot about her thing.
I'm gonna need a large Earth Elemental token for next time. Well,
I believe I already have one. Just a moment.
well that works then.
That's that particular creature has been an oft-used fave.
It's a good one.
Which one?
Earth Elemental.
Oh, yeah, it's lovely.
And what size was that?
Large.
Done.
It's Question Man.
Doo-doo-doo-doo-doo.
Almost as useful as Skeleton Man.
I'm actually surprised that's not still in the resource library.
She who stalks cast Bear's Endurance on herself to give her some more HP. Yeah, she's
Perfect.
gonna need it.
Go ahead and add it as temp HP, I think it is.
Just gonna go ahead and edit my AC and stats.
Go ahead. There we go. +4 enhancement con.
So 30 temporary HP, essentially.
Perfect.
Who's getting that?
She who stalks.
Ah,
Yeah, she just she's very not exactly high on the defenses list, so she needs some layer.
Alrighty.
So yeah, feel free to throw that giant ball, that giant lake of acid at us. We'll live through the first wave.
I don't know if I'd say feel free.
Okay, fine. Don't feel free. Feel very hesitant about it.
Be prepared for 30. Be prepared for 30 solid real-time hours of combat.
I forget if natural armor stacks.
It does with itself. Assuming it's
Okay.
not an enhancement bonus to natural armor, but otherwise yes. Because if
If
you
it's
get it from
If it's untyped, then it stacks.
Okay. That
Druid,
is
I know
a
this.
pretty decent AC right there.
Yeah, there. AC has a few exceptions to that where some types do stack, but it's pretty much just natural armor.
Mostly because
Oh.
of druids.
Natural armor and dodge bonuses.
Yes. Check. All right. So, you are all covered in spells, geared up, bristling with energy, and ready to fight. So, I will see y'all next week to actually execute said.
Battle.
Let's kick Jublex in the face.
Oh god, you look like gonna get his head squashed.
I'm just trying to figure out how to edit my ability scores in here. Yeah.
There is
surprised you threw- I
there is
wasn't
a line
expecting-
for it. Ability
He's
scores.
gonna kick our
it's-
asses.
I don't think so, especially since Aaliyah threw that on Varg and made Varg into an extremely pissed off strength machine of doom.
You'll see a line called ability status that looks like this. Just
Right.
edit the numbers there.
Okay.
And edit in ability status, not ability scores.
Right.
Your scores are your base innate ones. Your status is the ones that are affected by damage and bonuses and whatnot.
So that's that edited, and I just need to change my AC, and I'm done.
Okay.
Earth Elemental with a sword versus.
Yes, and spells.
Nice.
The only problem is your sword doesn't change sides, so you're gonna take a size penalty with it.
Does it not?
Unless you have something in the in your archetype that says your sword changes size class with you.
I'm not
I don't
sure.
think
I don't think I've
Black
ever
Wind does.
looked for that.
It's not a
Chiefly,
big deal,
though,
it's just
you're- Chiefly though, you're still going to be doing damage with it as though it's a medium weapon.
yeah, it's just you got a -2 size penalty for it because you're larger than it.
Well, too large for it.
That's why I don't use weapons. I just beat things to death with my fists. My fists are always the right size.
I should enlarge person myself.
Alrighty.
Whatever layers of defense you want to use, man.
Nah, I'm pretty sure that reduces your dex, which is bad for me. I could enlarge person Emma though. Then oh, she's not a person. Damn it.
I'm sure she is very offended by your opinion.
It's not my opinion.
Racist.
That's game's rules. She's an outsider, not a humanoid.
Racism.
Planerism.
Why is my brain blanking on the TH acronym after AC?
Touch.
Well, if that's that, then I
AC,
guess we're settled.
touch AC, flat-footed AC.
Touch actually went down by 1.
So,
It
who here
happens.
likes my tornado plan?
Your tornado plan successfully deflected several layers I had for you to defeat.
If If you
Yeah.
hadn't done that, I was going to turn into an air elemental and do the whirlwind they have.
I kind of went like several degrees above that by first
little
making sure
bit.
the wind was as nasty as possible, then making it worse.
Now I get to go try to fight oozes with a bow.
Good luck. The good news is I've prepared every nasty spell I could think of, so I'm not going to turn into a big crocodile until I see Jubilix himself, or we have to, essentially, like we have no choice.
Oh yeah, and I got I have haste and shadow bard.
Probably going to put Fickle Winds on all of us at some point, and just keep, like, layering death.
Get 2 bard songs going. That'll be nice.
Mm-hmm. We're throwing everything we got at Jubilix, straight to his face, up front. Let's do this.
I'm pretty sure all the bard songs stack too, which is awesome.
I don't know what's going through that dumb bastard's mind.
They all give bonuses to different things.
Probably a
so it
lot
should
of
be fine.
things.
Like a lot of things. Mostly worry.
And with luck, Varg's Fist.
Yes.
With a little bit of luck.
Maybe a
Alrighty.
disintegrate spell.
Yeah, stack up Inspire Greatness and Inspire Courage.
Mm. My fist shall pierce the heavens and his face.
I can
In
only
that
do
If you
order.
pierce
4
the
with
heavens,
Inspire
that means you
Greatness, though.
missed. Try again.
No, I threw it in the air first.